Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third. That's right, we're on the third one.
Alrighty.
Mystery Box podcast. It feels like we just started this 2 weeks ago,
I know.
and here we are, already number 3. I am going to be the MC today.
That's why your name's MC.
MC.
I thought it was
That's
Master Chief.
Master Chief. It has multiple meanings. It's like it's ambiguous. You can call me Joe, and I'm joined by my lovely friends here. Go ahead and take your time. Introduce yourselves.
Hey,
No. Take the time.
Yeah, take the time.
Go ahead.
what's up? I'm
Wait.
Steven.
My name's Chappie. Go ahead.
Sweet.
I like how he's
Smooth
not
introduction. Smooth.
It's flawless every time.
flawless.
Our introductions are flawless every time.
Just like our backgrounds.
It feels weird just introducing yourself.
A little bit.
It does.
It's just like, hey, I'm me, and then you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
You
like
feel like you have to
games.
have a thing. Yeah.
We all play video games. Yeah.
It's true. We all play video games. All right, guys. So, how was everyone's week? What everybody do? Why don't we start? Chappie, anything happen this week for you?
I thought about this long and hard. You asked Steven before the podcast started. I was like, what the hell did I do this week? Because I always fail about this. You know what I mean? Like I always think okay, I know what I did this week. I know what I did, and then I forget.
The truth is, we actually freeze him until the next time we have to meet up.
Yeah.
He's actually just frozen.
Better part though, they change me while I'm frozen. I don't know that I'm being changed. My clothes are just being changed for me.
No.
And
I
they just thaw me out.
specifically tell Steven, I get to do the underwear.
Yeah, that's just what happens. So
You can do anything else.
he gets to
Is
go.
that a Taco Bell background?
Hell yeah, it is the menu. I can't have Taco Bell right now, so this is like the closest thing, and it feels
How
nice
out-
living in my Taco Bell.
How
store.
outdated is that menu?
Let me see if I can find anything that's not on the menu anymore. I think this is actually fairly new. It's got loaded grillers. Those only came out like 2 years ago, and I hate that I know that fact.
What is that? I don't think they say spicy tostada on the menu anymore. I think you have to ask for it now.
That sounds right.
So
Well, they have
it
like
might-
the cravings value menu that's in the side over here.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anymore, at least.
Okay.
They changed the name of it, and it's a whole different thing. So
There's
at least 2 years
there's
old.
one square that like is blurred out, and I'm like, is it inappropriate Taco Bell? What is
I cannot disclose that
Yeah.
information.
Censor.
Yeah,
That's
I can't really
That's
say
the,
what's inside
that's
of
the
there.
after hours, man.
that? Yeah, that's
Taco
the
Bell was like,
midnight
hey, you
cravings
can't,
hour.
don't. Okay, you have one rule. Just okay,
No.
don't. But what did I do this week? Actually, I've had a fairly busy week. I've been like going out and doing. I cut my friend's hair. Was that last week?
That
You
was
did that last week. Yeah, you can't cut more than one friend's hair a week. You can't do that.
I don't know,
You
it's
can't use that
debatable.
story twice. You can't do it.
All
right. You can do it, but not 3 times in a row.
Went to a friend's house and shaved their dog, which is very different than a person.
That's
very
new.
different.
It's only slightly different.
I watched Frozen 2 for the first time. which
How was it?
It's not that bad. I think the Frozen one's better, but this one was actually
Yeah.
like it was entertaining. I enjoyed myself, and like there were pieces of it that I was like, it's kind of boring, but
Mhm.
it works out with a friend. Which even though you shouldn't be because stay at home, everybody. Don't have friends over like me. Don't be stupid. But it was good because we just talk in between it, and so it made it more fun. But I liked it. I didn't know there was a post-credit scene until like 10 minutes ago. So if you watch Frozen 2, there's a post-credit scene. I didn't know this. I'm gonna go
Wait,
watch
there's
it after this.
There's a post-credit scene?
Yeah, they're setting up the Disney Cinematic Universe. The Disney Cinematic Extended Universe. They call
Nick
it the
Fury's at
DCEU.
the end.
He's like, I need you for the Avengers initiative.
Yeah, they're starting up the DCEU. It's gonna be great.
Enchanted
First
Initiative.
DCEU ever. No,
Yeah,
there's
it never
no others.
happened before.
And then other than that, just been really busy. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get coffee with a friend. Which again, don't do that. Stay inside. Don't.
You're just not following the rules,
I
are
know
you,
I'm
buddy?
not following the rules, and then I'm having. And then I'm gonna cheat on you guys one more time and do another podcast on Sunday.
How dare you?
I know. This is a wrestling podcast. It's for school. It's for educational purposes.
All right, I will allow it
But
as long as I get to be on it one day.
you definitely can be on it. We're doing a. Have you watched Dark Side of the Ring?
dude, we're gonna shun Steven right now, but yes.
I know.
I'm
He's gonna
totally
be like,
watching.
"What the fuck is?"
Take
So
your
Steven,
time.
you
Take your time.
You should actually watch it.
he should. It's not even a
really
thing
good.
that like if you're a wrestling fan, you're gonna like this. I mean, you are. You're gonna
Really?
get more enjoyment. But it's like, so what it is, Steven, is it's like a documentary series, and they pick different moments in like wrestling that are really fucked up, and they do like a documentary on it. Like there's one about
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember who Chris Benoit was. You remember that guy? So he was a wrestler that, very sadly, he had some like brain trauma that happened over the course of his career, and everybody thinks that it led to this, but he killed his family
Oh
and then
shit.
killed himself.
Yeah.
And there was like
Damn.
this huge thing with it, and they made a documentary on it. It's amazing. It's so well done. Like, I told my brother who doesn't watch wrestling, I'm like, you need to see this. This is amazing. And the last one of this season, Joe, I don't know if you know what this is. The last episode of this season, they're doing the Owen Hart death. Which, Steven, and for those who are
Ooh.
uninitiated, in 1996, I believe it was, there was a wrestling pay-per-view, and Owen Hart, who is
I think I've heard of
this
this.
big wrestler, he was coming down from the rafters, the very, very top of the arena. He was coming down, and he was on like a thing, like a rope. The cable broke, and he fell. I think it was like 50 feet, and fell onto the top rope, and literally died in ring.
It was kind of. I believe it was
King of the
being
Ring.
broadcasted. No, it was in your house.
Was it in your house? I thought it was King of the
I
Ring.
think it was in. I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
I've seen this footage. I definitely remember hearing and seeing
You've
about
seen
this like
pieces
on
of it, but
YouTube.
there's no full footage of it yet.
Oh,
There's like
okay.
there's little things like the ambulance helping the guy in this.
But
The actual
does
moment.
it show him falling or shows him like going down the rope, right?
No, so it just shows him on the floor and like the ambulance around, like the people around him. There's
Oh,
never been
okay.
footage of it actually happening, but people think in this documentary they're actually going to show something. Either way, I just want to know the story because like the company basically scrubbed it from history. Like they acknowledge it exists and they obviously are like, oh, you know, we miss Owen Hart kind of thing, but they scrubbed it from history for the most part. They don't want to talk about it. The only footage that exists is inside of the WWE's company vault that only is accessed by like the top 3 people that own the company.
Wow.
Joe's
It was over the edge.
over the
It was when-
edge.
It was
There
when
we
he was
go.
gonna fight Godfather, and he was
Godfather.
booked. He was gonna win the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
That's when he was Blue Blazer.
Yep.
By the way.
That's why he
Yeah.
came down from the rafters. He usually didn't,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
his whole thing was he was like a superhero, and it was cool. But yeah, Dark Side of the Ring is amazing, and I think that
Mhm.
you should watch it, Steven, and anybody else who hasn't seen it needs to watch this.
The
It's
interesting
fucking
thing
great.
about that is, have they done anything like that since? Like, had anybody come down
Yeah.
from rafters?
Very,
Yeah.
Oh, they do. They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
they have multiple. Like, it was a freak accident. They're very safe. Like, they have everything set so like these performers can go out and do this thing. But like, it was just a freak accident that these cables snapped, and it just sucks. But very good documentary series. Definitely recommend checking it out. And then
Yeah.
last thing for the week, and then we can move on to somebody else because I've taken a good portion of this already.
Sorry.
I have been watching the Michael Jordan documentary called The Last Dance, and it's fucking great. Oh my god,
I heard it was good.
it's so good.
I
That's
heard it
why I'm
was
wearing
really
a Bulls jersey right now. It's a Michael Jordan jersey
Oh, okay.
because I've been watching that documentary. That's the only reason why I'm wearing it for this podcast this week. And side note, I didn't buy Jordans from last week. Remember I said I was going to buy shoes? I didn't buy shoes.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
do it. Not yet.
You didn't.
Not yet. I'm waiting one more
Oh,
week. I entered a contest to win some cool shoes, and if I don't
You're
get them,
going to though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
He's going to win.
I'm going to win.
He is going to win.
If I win the
You
shoes,
are.
I'll be stoked. They're $1,000 shoes, and I'm not paying for that.
If you don't win,
I'm off the podcast.
just no. Well,
Well, yes.
You know what? If I don't win the shoes, I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna Photoshop a picture of just the shoes right behind me on this background, and it's just gonna say in giant red letters, "Didn't win."
it's just
Yeah.
Because I'm
it's
supposed
just
to
gonna
find
say
out.
loser.
I'm supposed to find out next Thursday, so a day before we record the next podcast.
Okay.
So I will have. If you'll know, I'm not gonna tell you guys if I won or
We'll all
lost.
have shoes in the background.
Yeah. You're gonna know if I won or lost.
Oh,
Because if I
I'll
didn't
have-
win,
I'll have shoes. Okay.
if I didn't win, I'll just have this. I'm not gonna tell you guys unless you check my Instagram. Because if I win, I will post that I won.
I'm not gonna check your Instagram.
What's Instagram? But Instagram.com/wolfandthefox. Everybody follow, like, subscribe, do all the. No, I'm just kidding.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the
this.
show, me. But yeah, that's my week.
Sweet.
Steven, what'd you do?
I've been just being lazy. I mean, I've been doing like, normal stuff, going to the store every other day because
Mm.
running out of groceries. But by the way, my mom and my sister are here, which they normally aren't, but since this quarantine
Friends of the
thing,
show.
happened, they've
Yeah.
been staying with me and my brother. So there's more
Yeah.
people here, meaning we need more food.
Yep.
So we're constantly having to go to the grocery store, even though you shouldn't have to. But
Shouldn't,
I keep
but-
going back to Walmart and Target and stuff every other day. And then I've been watching some anime with my sister, actually. We've been kind of like, we came to like this deal where I'll recommend something and then she'll recommend something and then we'll like go back and
Okay.
forth. So like we've been watching this anime called Blue Spring Ride. That was her pick. It's like
Blue
a
Spring Red.
yeah, it's like a high school slice of life romance
Mm.
anime. It's alright, but my recommendation was Naruto.
Hell
Ooh, I'm in.
yeah!
Yeah.
Wait, does
So
this
we're
cover
start-
all of Naruto, like
we're
including
start we're
Shippuden?
starting from the very beginning.
Oh, let's go, man.
Yo.
So
There's some
like
good storylines in the beginning.
episode 1 through like 15 where they're in the land of the waves with Zabuza.
That is the best
Haku.
original storyline. I will fight everybody that says otherwise.
Yeah.
The OG
So-
storylines, that is the best one. I loved Zabuza and Haku.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that since I was watching those episodes and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I haven't seen these since I was like in junior high. It feels so nostalgic. I love it.
Right?
It's like the
Watching
first
it.
time you watched them.
Since, yeah.
Yeah. That was a
And I'm
good
watching the English dub, and the dub is just, it's charming. It
one. Dub's
has
not
a little,
bad.
It's got some charm to it. So,
Dub's good.
We're all subs, though, right? Subs are the best.
I mean, yeah, I prefer subs, but
It depends for me.
for me, like
yeah.
90% of the time, it's subtitles are better.
I
If I
think
watch
it's
anime, I don't
60-40
watch
for
that
me. 60-40.
In
which
terms
is
of
the 60.
sub.
What's 60 sub, but like
Good.
I watch. The more I think about it, I'm like I watch a lot more shows in dub. Please don't crucify me. Please. Alright. But
It's okay.
I watch a lot of. I mean, I watch the stuff. Obviously, I watch the things in dub that you should watch in dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind watching Naruto dubbed, like,
Yeah, not
because
bad.
first of all, I started dubbed back in the day, like, when it first came on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched until like the tuning exams or whatever the second season is.
Yeah.
And that's when
Yeah.
I was so hooked on it because I've been watching it every week in
Is that when
English.
Gara comes in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gara shows up in the tuning exam. Yeah.
Dude.
It's
Okay, so
sick.
that was in like I was starting to get obsessed with it when it was on Cartoon Network, and I think when Gara showed up was when I couldn't wait any longer. I was like, holy shit! And then
It's good
back
shit.
then it was like 2006, so they had every Japanese episode with subs on YouTube, fully uploaded. There was no copyright restrictions back then.
Yeah.
So I just went on YouTube and watched all of the episodes in Japanese, and I just got used to the sub.
Back in the day when it'd be like episode 26, part 1 of 4 or whatever. You watch
Yes.
part 1 and then you'd have to watch
I'm
part.
gonna just
But
skip
then
for
you're
1
like,
second because I just spilled something on my keyboard.
Oh,
Oh.
shit!
Keep talking.
okay. All right. And then, but then sometimes when you'd watch it, part 3 would disappear, and you're like, I can't finish the episode. And I
Or
have to-
part 2 was gone, but part
Yeah.
3 was there, and you were
But
just
part
like,
3 is
well,
there.
fuck. People in the comments are like just recapping people, like, all right, you missed this, this, and this.
Well, anime when we watched it, you watch it in English, and you're like, this show's pretty good, but it took so long
Yeah, I couldn't
for
wait.
episodes to like, because they wouldn't do what Japan does is like once a week there's like a new episode. You know what I mean? Because they show those on prime
Well,
time.
it's not that it's any really different because they do week to week, but the thing is, we're just so far behind. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize at the time, but I was like surprised because I was like, okay, well, what is this, episode 20? I'm gonna look up episode 20, for Naruto in Japan.
Mhm.
But they had the series had already finished by that time in Japan, and they were about to do Shippuden at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
it was
it's 'cause
just
we
like, shit, we're like 3
Yeah.
years behind.
we're constantly It's because they do the dubbing in like bulk, I guess. 'Cause
Well,
it's-
nowadays it's been changed. Like My Hero Academia is only like a week behind in the dub.
I think it's simuldub or whatever.
Yeah, it's called simuldub. So
Yeah.
they've very, anime has gotten incredibly popular. So they do simuldubs. But before, yeah, it was like, oh, this new show called Death Note. Have you heard of it? It's gonna be on Adult Swim. It's like, oh, you already watched the whole thing in Japanese.
Yeah, I already watched. That's one you should watch in English. I feel like
That's
English
a
is
pretty good
good.
English dub.
that one's good English. There's a couple of gems out there in English, but
Fullmetal Alchemist in English is pretty good.
when I was a kid, I was like, because I liked anime, but I didn't like. And I'm sure a lot of people can do this. Is like I didn't like telling people I liked anime when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Now I don't
for
care.
sure.
And I haven't cared for like I think for like a long time now. But back in, it's like, oh, what are you watching? And I would like change it to something else, like nothing, and I just like look
You're
around.
like watching Ninja Warrior.
Ninjas.
Spike
I'm watching. I'm watching Full House at 5 in the afternoon because not that there's
Like,
anything
cool.
wrong with Full House, just really like Full House. But you know, I mean, if it wasn't Dragon Ball, people be like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like Dragon Ball," and they're like, "Meh." And I'm like, "Okay." I used to have a friend burn DVDs for me. So that's how I watched Bleach when it first started.
Ah, sick.
Is he burned DVDs and he burned them in sub, which is how I got introduced to sub. And he's like, "You're gonna have to read," and I was like, "What?"
Back.
And then I would
Oh, welcome
plop
back.
in. Hey, he's back. I would walk in a DVD and I'd watch it sub, and I would have to wait for him to like burn me
The
for,
next
like,
part.
the rest of the episodes. Eventually, I like, you know, I think he like changed a different class or something. I don't remember. It was back in high school, but like I just got sick of. I was like, I gotta know what's going on now. And then I started watching it. And then I did the YouTube thing where I was like, episode 1, part 1 of like 4, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah. That was the shit back then.
Quick story time on this update for my keyboard.
What
Okay.
happened?
So let
The
me
Bulls jersey's
explain.
gone.
See, the Bulls jersey is part of the story.
Okay.
So, don't ever drink water over your keyboard
Too late.
Right.
because I was screwing on the cap and I twisted in an awkward motion. Did you get on my Xbox, dude? I was twisting the cap and I like not missed twisting the cap, but I like twisted it too hard. You know what I mean? And it like put it. How do I do it? I can just show you on here, but I'm gonna move it away from my keyboard. So I was
Okay.
like putting it on and I like was like tightening it, but I tightened it where it was like kind of like this. where it's
Yeah,
still
I
up.
know.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
pushed down, and the whole thing, not whole thing, but a lot of it just spilled on my keyboard. And then, so I immediately flip it over to get all the water out. I'm pretty sure there's still water in here. I'm probably going to buy a new keyboard instead of shoes after all. But, so all this water just drains onto my desk, more than I thought was in this keyboard, more than I thought that I'd spilled on the keyboard. So I panicked, and I used the Jordan jersey to clean up the water.
Oh my
Hence why the Jordan jersey is now gone.
But it's just normal water, right?
It's vitamin water, but it's not sticky or
Oh,
anything like
okay.
that still.
Okay.
So then after that, I went and put the Jordan jersey away and then went and got actual napkins. And I still see water in my keyboard. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to buy a new keyboard, but...
Do you have
No.
do you have an aerosol can?
Oh, that's a good point.
Try and get it out of there.
I don't think I do.
Put it in rice.
I don't like rice.
Remember that trick? Did that never worked
Yes,
when
it
I was
did.
a kid?
No, it did. On phones, it worked all the time. I've
It
done
worked.
so often.
It worked. It worked, dude.
Only
It
on
never
phone.
it never worked for me. I would always I would do the trick and I'd put the battery in the rice because you would always be the guy that would jump into a pool
Oh, yeah.
and then be like, I come out of
And
the
your
water and I
flip
go,
phones in your
and I'm like,
pocket.
my phone's in my pocket.
My favorite
uh,
thing that I had happen regarding a phone in water that reminds me is when I was like, I want to say like 17 or 18, I was hype on whatever could kill the iPhone, which is ironic because I have an iPhone now, but I was hype on whatever would kill the iPhone. So I think it was like the Voyager it was called. It was like this little Verizon flip phone that like also had a touchscreen on the front. But I remember very distinctly, I was at my house and we had a pool, and my brother was joking around and he came up to me and I had my phone in my pocket and he shoved me into the pool like as a prank because he didn't think I had it on me. And I get up, I'm soaked in just regular clothes. I'm not wearing any. I'm wearing like jeans. And like he's laughing at my like my mom and dad in there, and they're both laughing. And I literally look him dead in the eyes, and I'm like, ha, ha. And I slam my phone onto the concrete, and literally my parents go, because they just realized they just spent like $500 on a phone, and now they have to buy another $500 phone for me. And I was like, yeah, don't just shove people into the pool.
Did
Yeah.
the rice work?
Haha.
Not on that occasion.
Fuck.
See, it never works.
Not on
It's
that
an urban
occasion.
myth. It's an urban myth, and if you say it works, it's you're sponsored by Rice. Okay,
Oh, I hate rice.
enemy of the show.
Enemy of the show is rice. I hate rice. Rice and beans can go eat it, because I won't eat it.
For those who might not know, if you took back in the day, a trick was if you got water in your phone, or if you did like we did and jumped in pools or got pushed with your phone in your pocket, you were supposed to take the battery out of your phone, put it in a Ziploc bag with rice, non-cooked rice, obviously.
Yep.
Don't cook the rice and then put it in your phone. And then you're supposed to let it sit in like the sun or something, or just like anywhere, and then
Just anywhere.
it would drain the water, and it would like there was a chance for it to fix your battery. I did that so many times because I was a goof nugget, and it never worked.
I want to say the
Never.
one time I tried it, it worked. So I was like, oh, this is real.
Steven's like, ah, it, it works.
Who knows? I just probably got lucky.
Maybe. Or you have. Maybe I just did it wrong. You know?
But maybe it just depends on how long your phone was in the water, because I feel like if your phone was only in water for like, a few seconds and it wouldn't turn on, maybe, putting it in the rice would work. But if you were in the pool for like a few minutes before realizing, oh shit, my phone's in my pocket, there's probably no saving that phone.
I broke so many phones. I'm much better at it now because it would come out of my pocket. But
Same.
I broke so I had a pink flip phone for the longest time, and I could have upgraded, but I was like, I don't deserve a new phone, so I just kept the pink flip phone for like the longest time. And people are like, you have a pink flip phone, and I'm like, I never let anybody see my phone.
Yeah.
And then eventually people were like, listen, get a new phone, it's time.
Get a
and
new
I was
phone.
like, and I was like, they're like, you've punished yourself enough, and I was like, okay. So I
But
got
yeah, I've been playing Animal Crossing a lot. It's fun.
I saw you stream it.
Yeah, I streamed it a couple times.
I fell asleep to you playing it.
Oh, that's
Really?
the best way to go.
I just want you to know.
Was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday. You helped me go to sleep because I was like, I can't go to sleep, and then I got an alert on my phone that said you were streaming, and I was like, I'll watch him. And then I was like, immediately, like I didn't watch it a long time. I knocked out like the minute you started. I was like, oh.
That's a good thing. It was a chill. I wasn't even really talking because it was late and everyone was sleeping.
Yeah.
I was talking a little bit, but I was mostly just typing in the chat, and then I had like music just blaring, but chill, like lo-fi music, so you could easily fall asleep.
Lo-fi songs to stream to.
Yeah.
Lo-fi songs to watch Steven.
To fall asleep to Steven's stream
So
too.
much water still.
But yeah,
I
I've
saw
been
you
just-
complaining about water, and then you took up the vitamin water, and you were like this, and I was like, is he doing it over his keyboard again?
Not yet. I'm just gonna put my mouse pad on it because then it'll
So-
just soak up the water.
So,
Science.
how is she liking Naruto?
She likes
You should-
it. Yeah, it's very cliche anime.
Yeah.
Like especially Naruto, he's very annoying. Like
Ah.
especially the dub, because he's constantly just like, believe it.
Oh,
Like he
man.
says that
That's the
a
worst.
lot. But it's like, I don't know, I think it's just great. Like I said, like it's been so many years that I can like overlook any flaw it has. I just think it's like charming.
It's like
It is
Transformers
good.
to me now.
Did you like the show that she recommended?
Yeah, I mean it's like watching a soap opera, or like a
Mm.
Korean soap opera. Like
Okay.
there's these girls, they like these guys, and then these guys act like like cool guys, and then something like crazy happens. Like I don't want to spoil anything. In case you're gonna watch
In case
Blue
I watch
Spring
it.
Ride.
You know.
I
It's
might.
pretty- Hey,
you might
I
not
mean,
know.
It's on Crunchyroll
There you
and
go.
Hulu, I think. So we've been watching it on Hulu actually. Both of those shows. We just literally go back and forth. Like we'll watch one episode, but there's only 12 episodes of Blue Spring Ride, so she's gonna have to find something else. And
Okay.
there's like 700 episodes of Naruto. So
So there you go. You're like you
So
gave me 12
clearly one
episodes.
is-
I gave you 700.
That's like
so
when.
you're
Okay,
welcome.
no. That's like when. If you're one of these people, I hate you. When people are like, "Hey, I know an anime that you should check out. It's really, really good." And I'm like, "Oh, what's the anime I need to check out?" And they're like, "So it's called One Piece."
yeah, I
No.
was gonna say.
And I'm like, I
No.
hate you guys. No, because I've had that recommended to me before. I'm like, "Oh, I just finished Naruto. It's great." And they're like, "Oh, then you'd love One Piece. Like, it's similar. It's a long thing." And I'm like, "Oh, how long is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's like 700 episodes." And I'm like,
Oh no, it's like I think it's over 1,000 at this point.
well, I mean,
What,
this was like years ago, but
Yeah,
One Piece is like 1,000 episodes now, or close to it.
that's
No.
insane,
good.
dude.
My
Oh,
friends keep
man.
telling me like, have you fallen into quarantine madness enough that you're gonna watch One Piece? And I was like, no, I'll never go down that rabbit hole.
Have you guys gotten any like actual quarantine madness yet? Like anything that you've noticed that you're like, man, this is just quarantine's getting to me, man.
I'm just kind of getting a little frustrated.
Really?
Like legitimately, like I'm tired of fucking putting the mask on. Cause like I say, I have to leave the house every other day. So like I'll like go downstairs, I'll like be heading to my car, and I'm like, oh fuck, my mask. I
Yep.
go back
Mm.
and grab my mask, and I'm like, I'm so annoyed.
I got a little
I mean,
frustrated like that the other I went to Gorilla Mall again because I have a problem, and they have a sign out on the door that says you're not allowed in if you don't have a mask. And I brought my mask, it's fine, but I left it in the car. And I was like, they shouldn't have it because they're just takeout. Like, you go in, you order, and then you walk back out and you wait for your food. Like, you wait outside for your food. So you're only in the restaurant for like a couple minutes. But we had to literally walk all the way back to the car and get the map, which I guess was a mistake on our end. But it's like, man, if quarantine was over, we wouldn't have to even fucking worry about this.
I could go to Disneyland.
Oh,
You could go to Disneyland. The happiest place on earth.
Me and Steven touched on this a little bit beforehand, before you got here, but they better have the Avengers Land built after, like, because it's supposed to open in. It was supposed to open in June. They've had all day for so many days now.
Yeah, and Disneyland's usually open like 365 days a week, so they can only do construction at night. What's their excuse? It's been closed for like over a month now.
I want it now. I want it
money.
done.
Use it when you
And
need it.
It's your money, and I want it now. I think I said that wrong. It's your money, and I want it now. It's like what a robber would do.
Yeah, it's your money, and I want it now.
It's your money, and I want it now. I'll get into what I did this week, and then we can get into the topicos.
My keyboard is starting to smell.
Well, I have a few more things I wanted to talk about. I mean, we got time, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just listen, man. When I'm the host, it's
Okay,
whatever.
okay,
It's
okay.
willy nilly. Let's do whatever we want to talk
This is
about.
the Joe Show.
This is
This is the Angry Joe. No, this is the Happy Joe show.
This is the Happy Joe show. Yeah. I want to hear more about what Steven does. I don't have a lot, so I'll get mine out of the way real quick. Because I did nothing. My only quarantine madness this week is I've been wanting to play, like, I'll play, games, and it's just like the constant party invites, and I'm like, I just want to be alone sometimes and just play the
that's
game.
why I go offline all the time.
Same, bro.
Yeah. Well, I can't, because people know where I'm at.
That's also
They
true.
know what I'm doing. They know what I'm doing. But that's the only thing that really bugs. I'm down to play with people. You know what I mean? But sometimes one
need
day
Joe
out of the
time.
week, I just want to put my headphones on, and play Persona.
And just Joe
Yeah,
out.
like a good single player game, right?
Yes. Yeah. Which I have been playing Persona. I'm nowhere near done, but because I've been taking my time.
That's good.
Only other thing that happened to me this week was today, actually. I met the most positive human being on the planet.
You already met me. What do you mean?
No, he out positive you.
That's actually not that hard.
He's
Ask me what I think about the DC Extended Universe. And I'll
he's
tell
like,
you.
I actually hate everything.
Oh yeah, I hate people. People are terrible. I
But-
love you guys.
His name was a customer came in, and he was just like, he's just super positive. He was like, hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great day. And he's like, my name's Mike. I'm here to pick up my pizza. And I'm like, oh, it's a couple minutes. He's like, whatever. And he's like, can I pay for it now? And he's like, I'm like, yeah, you can pay for it now. And he's like, so how we doing, man? What's your name? And I told him my name. And he's like, Joe, big man on campus. What's going on, man? And he goes, I sure do appreciate you guys working with all this stuff. He goes, I hope it's not too hot back out there, because we have an oven and stuff. And he was just super nice.
I like
and
this
I
guy
like-
already.
I didn't want to charge him. I just wanted to give him food for free. And I'm like,
Wow.
take my wallet. He was
There's
just,
some people that are like that, man. They'll make you feel like, man, like this guy makes me feel like $1 million.
Yeah, I want to
well,
hook this guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotten really busy, and we just finished like a big lunch rush. And this guy, and we're like kind of tired because it's like, it's like we were really busy, and it's like a big orders, and we're like, all right, cool. And then this guy comes in, and he's just like, woo! And you just like, it made me go, yeah, you know what? This isn't so bad. This is pretty good.
Some people just cheer you up like that. Like, there was, like, when people are really, really nice like that. One example, like, I used to live in Arizona, and I used to work at a fast food restaurant in Arizona. I'm not going to say what that fast food is, but it might be Five Guys. So I used to work at a restaurant that might be Five Guys.
Okay.
And we had this regular that would come in. This guy was like a human bundle of energy, but he was a muscle hamster. He was a short dude that was really, really built.
Mhm.
And he would come in, and he would get the same thing every time. He would get, I'm not joking on this, a 10-patty burger. Yeah, and he would just get all his condiments and stuff like that every single time. So one time he comes in, and he forgets his wallet. And he comes up to the counter, and he orders it. And like, oh, 10 patty burger and this and that. Like, we knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, you guys know? And yeah, we know you, man. You come in like every week. Are you kidding me? He comes
Yeah.
in after gym because he's like sweating. He's like just drenched, and he's wearing like one of those tank tops. You know, the ones that like barely cover your nipples.
The Kurt Angle top.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
he's
what I
wearing
like
one
to
of those
call it.
every time. So,
My God.
anyways, he gets his wallet, and we're like, you know, we're trying to be, because he's nice to us every single time. He tips us. You could tip people at Five Guys. I don't know if you knew that. But you can leave a
I
tip,
did
and he
not.
tipped every time, like $20. He would just drop inside of the jar every time.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, and he's really friendly with everybody. He always talks to the staff, like he's super nice. So forgets his wallet, and we're like, nah, man, don't worry about it. This is you come in all the time. It's not a big deal. And the manager knew him too, and the manager was like, nah, give him his food. He's fine. And we're like, nah, man, you can take it. And he refused to take the free food. And he's like, no, I have the money to pay for this. You guys worked hard. Like, I'm going to pay for my food. And I'm like, no, 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 no. He's like, no, I'll be right back. I'm going home. I'm getting my wallet. I'm coming back here, and I will pay for my food. So the dude leaves,
Wow.
comes back, tips another 20.
Oh my
He already
god.
tipped 20 when he ordered, comes back and tipped another 20, and then proceeds to just sit down in like the pretty much empty restaurant at the time because it was like after lunch rush.
Mhm.
And he just sat at a table and was just talking to us because we weren't busy, just talking about whatever, just
Yeah.
hanging out. The best part though was that he left over this 10 patty burger because we made it as he was walking in. Like we had all the patties down, and then nobody showed up after him. So we had a 10 patty burger that we just made, and we had a challenge with all the employees to see who could finish the most. Surprisingly, it was not me. I did not get that far in.
That's
My
awesome.
little small skinny friend from Texas handled that fucking burger.
Absolutely.
And now
It's always
he
the
weighs
skinny
more
ones.
than me now.
Holy
It's always
shit.
them.
No,
Well,
Yeah, man.
But no, the guy was really, really friendly though. Just like I'm like, God, it makes you give me life. You make me believe in human beings. Again.
Just I wanna tap into your energy and use it. Is what you want to do.
Yeah. Like you radiate energy that I absorb and want to use on other people now.
Yeah.
And then a shitty customer comes in, I'm like, never mind. Nah.
You know what it is? It's always that. It's like you have a couple of good customers, but then there's that one
That
that
ruins
just
everything.
wants to the happy train is going on, and they're just like no.
They come in and order some bullshit like a Mexican pizza of all things. Like, how dare you?
Hey man, I ordered it once.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
I don't know anybody that orders it on purpose ever.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time it's like, have you ever ordered the Mexican pizza? I have not, and then that's how it gets ordered.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was on that menu.
right
What the
here.
fuck?
yeah,
I've
Mexican
never heard
pizza.
of that.
Yeah, it's not that great.
I tried to point at my own screen.
The quesadilla is better.
Yeah, that
Quesadilla is
is.
way better.
It's right there.
Or the
The
best
quesadilla
thing
Used to be great. It's not as
right
good.
here. Where am I?
I don't know.
Right here. The
Five-layer
beefy
burrito?
5-layer burrito,
Layer burrito. Mhm.
is the best thing on that menu because it's like $1 something, and it's
My dad loves that thing.
huge for $1 something.
I loved Taco Bell. I really love the volcano stuff they used to have.
Oh,
They don't have it anymore.
Yep.
I know. I heard some Taco Bells have like you can get a volcano taco still.
Depends, yeah.
But God, man, I used to eat a volcano burrito, volcano tacos like all the time, man.
This all sounds so good.
I was like, give me volcano nachos, volcano taco, volcano burrito. Put volcano sauce in my drink. Just give me volcano extra sauce, and then just like bathe me in volcano sauce.
God, it's so good right now.
It was unreal. I think you could buy it in stores actually. I'm not sure.
I need to get off this diet.
Yeah, stop being healthy, man.
I know, how
Stop
dare
doing
I?
stuff that's good for you. How dare you? We're
So,
in
side note,
quarantine.
on another one of the 80 billion things that I had done for me this week, because again, it was a busy week. When I watched Frozen this week, I had a friend come over again. Don't do that. She was nice enough to cook me a keto dinner, and I was very surprised by that. She came by and was like,
Nice.
"Hey, you like pork, right?" And I'm like, most pork, like, depends. And she's like, "Cool, I made this dinner." Literally, it was like a huge thing of pork with like sweetened apples and onions on top of it with
Ooh.
asparagus. Oh my god, it was so good.
I miss asparagus.
And also, it was nice to not eat, Chipotle, In-N-Out, and Carl's Jr., which is the only thing I've been eating for the last about 2 months and 4 days.
Since we're talking about Taco Bell, does anybody remember those Taco Bell games that came in the kids' meals
Remember
back
the Burger
like a
King
long
one?
time ago? Oh, the Burger King ones, yeah.
Sneaking?
I don't know what. I didn't
Yeah.
know Taco Bell had kid menus, to be honest. I don't think I've ever gotten. I never got a kid thing. I just like my dad's like, just eat a taco. I don't care.
Well, this is like when I was in like
Kid menu.
3rd grade, so you must have been in what, like 5th grade, I think? I think you're 2 years older than me, right?
I'm only 74. Okay.
Well,
Wait.
anyway, there was these. I just got this real big nostalgia while we were talking about Taco Bell. It was like these little. They came on floppy disks. That's how long ago it was. And
What?
it's like
You
this
mean the little
like,
save icons?
No, well, no. There was these Taco Bell games, and you put them in your computer with the little floppy disks, and it was like this jumping bean game, and there was
Yeah,
like this
boomers.
temple game.
What?
I'm a boomer
I don't know
for sure.
I don't know.
I need to look this up.
Says
I
the
don't know
oldest
what.
person in this chat.
Hold on, I will find it.
And I will stream it.
Yes, I will.
What year were you guys born? I feel like you two were born in the same year.
I was born in '93.
That's wrong. Because
That's
Joe
not
was
wrong.
born 2 years before then.
I was born in 1843.
God damn it! I knew it. Fucking revolution.
Taco Bell. Okay, I'll find this later. But yeah, the Burger King ones
Oh,
too.
the Sonic
Yeah,
shot glasses.
I had those. This Sneak King and
Sneaking was lit.
Did you say Sonic shot glasses?
Yeah, I have Sonic. I'm gonna show you guys on camera now. I
Yes.
literally have Sonic shot glasses. If it'll not, I'm gonna take off
it's
my
gone.
taking off my virtual wallpaper real quick.
When I drank while you're doing that, I used to, because I don't drink basically a lot anymore. I had Avengers shot glasses, and that's so cool.
So cool.
One and 2. Both
Oh,
gifted to me
so-
from a friend right before Sonic came out.
That's dope. Do you do the Sonic voice when you drink?
No, Tails is better.
Gotta get drunk. And then you just drink
Oh.
Gotta
it.
drink fast.
I mean, you're not lying. It takes a lot of alcohol to get me drunk, guys. It takes a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, dude. Like, it at least takes like 2.5 beers,
Oh man,
and then he's drunk.
2.5
Damn.
years. That's
I
cute.
remember the first time I was drunk. It felt like I had a hard time standing, and it felt like there was a tiny army of people had attached strings to my back and were trying to pull me down.
Oh,
my
that's not just 'cause you're
God.
drunk. Like, there's actual people.
And
that
I
are
was
trying to
like,
pull you down.
and I was like, no, but I kept going like, like the one
Yeah.
or 2 times. I did the second time I was drunk. I did this. I did the video game thing a lot. I was like this, like, and I knew I was doing it too. And I'm like, this is so dumb. But then I kept doing it, and I was like, just stop. But then I kept going.
My God.
I don't remember the first time I was drunk.
Maybe that was the first time you were drunk.
The first time I was drunk, I was definitely drunk.
Yeah. Have you ever
If
been
you don't
blacked out drunk?
remember, then that's probably because you're drunk.
I don't think I ever got blacked out drunk. Or I
I
don't
have
remember. ever
one
got blacked out
time.
drunk.
And that is a story for another day.
Another day.
Because
Another
it will
day, that-
ruin my reputation with you guys. 100%.
That's a topic right there.
There you
It's
go.
so bad.
Mm.
It also coincides with a bigger story that involves me getting an invite to the Sadie Hawkins dance in a big elaborate fashion. And I'm
And
just
then-
going to give you the abridged version. This is the easy one.
Uh-oh.
Asked Sadie Hawkins dance. I presented with a giant, awesome cookie that said, "Will you go to Sadie's with me?" And the punchline / terrible part is me saying no, and then proceeding to take the cookie and go to
Oh
my
my
next class and share it with everybody in the class. Oh man, my teacher called me out for that. He was like, "Jetman, you got asked to Sadie's?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, who are you going with?" I'm like, "I'm not going."
That's so mean.
He's like, "Wait, but you took the cookie?" And I'm like,
That's so fucking
"Yeah, I took
mean.
the cookie. I know, but like,
He's
it's a
like,
good cookie, isn't it?"
Yeah, I wanted the cookie. What do you?
He
what do you
literally
mean?
called me an asshole because me and him were on good terms, and he's like, "I was like, yeah, I took the cookie. I mean, it's a good cookie, right?"
I'm on his team. You were an
I
asshole.
was an
for
asshole.
that.
I'm not even questioning it. I agree. I think I was an asshole.
I'm mad. I'm mad you didn't share the cookie with me.
It was a good cookie. Oh,
That's
the
the only
frosting
thing.
was
What
Should
so
have
kinda-
at least offered her half of it. Like, well, I'm gonna eat this, but I mean,
Well, she
wanna
like did
have
that thing where like she was in the middle of asking me and presented it to me as she's asking. Like it wasn't like I knew exactly what was going on. I had a feeling, but I wasn't like 100% sure. And then she hands me the cookie, and I look at the cookie and it says it, and she's like, "Will you go to Sadie's with me?" And I was like, "No."
Why?
wow.
Why didn't you go? If I can ask.
So we're gonna get into a bigger story here, but she had a huge crush. Like she was in love with me.
Yeah, she bought you a giant cookie, dude.
Made it. This story gets worse and worse if I add details to it because like she had her friends that had a giant banner behind her that they like walked up with. And
Oh,
portable
my
and, like,
Oh.
Oh no!
so she brought this huge sign out and like did this and like she was in love with me and like I had no feelings and I had told her that before. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't really feel anything for you like that. Like you're a great friend, but I don't feel anything like that. Like I friend zone her." And
See,
yeah.
this is the kind of stuff that happens
thought
in Blue
otherwise.
Spring Ride. and it makes you fucking depressed.
There's worse things that I can explain in this story. Like I'm telling you,
She-
this is like a 1.5 year long story that is just me being a terrible human being.
Dude, we gotta.
You guys will hate. Like we shouldn't. If we do it, we're doing a podcast on this, and we're gonna call it the.
We'll talk about high school on a podcast.
It's gonna be like
dude,
that'll
the
be
You
great.
Hate Chappie after this podcast.
There's your topic for next week.
drunk stories.
It's your terrible. No, it's the welcome to next week's podcast. Is the
Is that
Chappie's
whole
an
ass story?
asshole.
You're gonna hate me after that thing, man. That was. I look back on it and I tell people, I'm like, I was an asshole, right? And they're like, and I'm like, you can say yes, it's fine. And
We
everyone's
should
like, yeah.
title it. We should title it that one. It's like the
Chappie's the
Mystery Box podcast number 4, the one where Chappie's an asshole.
That's exactly what it is. It was so bad. I felt I've felt terrible about it, but like I was still an asshole. I mean, it's like a
That's-
cookie, anyways.
That's
I have
bad.
a
Good
quick
cookie.
story that's kind of on that same level, but I feel really bad about it. I had some girl come up to me one time, and she's like, "Oh, hey, my friend, I forget her name, Shannon, maybe. I don't know if that's her real name. So don't look it up." She was like, "Yeah, she really likes you. If she asked you to Sadie's, would you go?" And I was like, I felt really bad. I was like, well, to be honest, I don't really know her. And I didn't. I've never even spoken a word to her. And I was just like, I don't know her at all. It would just be kind of very awkward. So
Yeah.
if you could tell her that it's not a good idea, I would really appreciate it. And she's just like, okay. And that girl never asked because of that. But in my head, I'm like, I feel so fucking bad.
I'm
It's
really
like-
laughing a lot because you're like, her name's Shannon. Don't look it up. Don't just Google the word Shannon.
Hey.
No last name. Just don't Google Shannon. It's not her, okay? I don't care who shows up first. It's not Shannon.
Just types it in as the first hit, and he's like, "Ah, that was
The good thing is I didn't have to like.
Who did Steven Mystery Box
experience-
date when he was in high school? Or almost.
almost."
The good thing is I didn't have to experience like the situation of her asking me and like turning her down like you, because I already like caught it beforehand.
No,
and was just
yours
like,
was
no.
a lot more classy. Like, could you please could you please inform milady that while I am quite appreciative of her feelings,
Yeah.
I don't think we'd best. And Chappie's just like, give me the goddamn cookie.
Yeah,
Good cookie, damn it. I shared it with my entire guitar class.
you're not gonna eat this, right?
Yeah, I mean, are you going to eat your own rejection? No, you're not. I'll eat your rejection.
She just gives me the cookie. He's like walking away before she even asks. She's like, well, hold on, there's something else. He goes, okay.
I mean, you look at all the, like,
No.
What is it?
The stereotype is that she's going to throw that cookie away. I'm going to break the stereotype and I'm going to eat the fucking cookie because
You're gonna
it's
eat
good.
the cookie.
I appreciated the effort. I wasn't like, I was a dick, but like, I wasn't a dick. I was a dick, but I wasn't.
Was it one of those cookies that you only see in high school because they don't exist afterwards? After
Yes.
you leave, you're not allowed to see them anymore.
Yep.
With like the frosting around the sides, and it was like a
Of
giant
course.
chocolate chip cookie. Okay.
It was delicious. Oh my god. Like it, I don't know if she warmed it up again before she gave it to me because that thing literally tasted like a Subway cookie if you got it right out of the oven. You know that amazing, like rare Subway cookie that you get right out of the oven? It was so
You're
What
just
if-
making this sound worse.
What
good.
if she went and just bought it and just like it's fresh? Like
That's perfect
she
because I
had
ate
it-
the cookie.
She had it for a total of 10 minutes.
It went to good use. It fed me and my entire guitar class.
and then you stole her cookie and then you broke that girl's heart.
I didn't. I broke her heart, but you know, then things happened a couple weeks later, and it's a big story.
Can't wait.
It's the I'm a terrible person story.
I don't have any of those stories. Fun fact.
For now.
Because girls have cooties, and I let them know that, like, beforehand.
See, I go outside during a quarantine, so clearly I don't care about any kind of dangerous diseases.
Yeah. Well, you also, you had circle, circle, dot, dot, man. You have your cootie shot.
I try every year.
Didn't.
Vaccinate
Should we
your
get-
kids.
Steven, did you have stuff you still want to talk about? What's going
Well,
on?
this is something I thought we should talk since it's kind of current news. The Last of Us 2 debacle. Have you guys heard of this?
I have. I've been following it very closely.
I
yes,
thought you were gonna.
I have as well.
Have you? Okay.
I have
I'm gonna-
thoughts.
I want to know, but real quick, can I just say, are we also going to talk about the Assassin's Creed thing that happened today?
We could.
Oh yeah, I
we
forgot
could.
about
Okay.
Was
Alright,
it today
Last
or was
of
it
Us-
yesterday?
No, that happened literally. That was the first thing I saw
Earlier
when
this
I
morning,
hopped
right?
on this
Oh,
morning. Was
the
was
partial
Assassin.
thing was yesterday, and then the full thing was today. That's what it was.
No, like the collector's edition debacle that's happening right now.
You know
I
what?
don't even know
I
what
have
this
no
is.
idea what
Shit.
you're talking about. So
Oh,
yeah, we'll
sweet.
definitely talk about that.
Okay, so let's do
Yes,
Last
yeah.
of Us. We're going
Yes.
long today, boys.
Okay, so
Okay.
so for those of you don't or who are watching or who don't know, they basically announced that The Last of Us 2 was delayed. It was supposed to come out like
Again.
May 20th or something, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out in November of last year originally, and then they delayed it.
Yes. Well, they've delayed it indefinitely, but just like I want to say like 3 or 4 days ago, these insane leaks happened where major cutscenes from the story have been leaked
Mhm.
and they're real. And they match up with a leak that happened about a month ago where someone had like basically leaked the entire story beat by beat, and these cutscenes are like the same. So it goes, you know,
And they're
you can
impactful cutscenes.
assume-
They're not just like random shit.
yeah, so you can assume that the leaks from a month ago were real. So now everyone's pissed off because the story is, you know, from what most people say, garbage, which is really disappointing to a lot of fans of the first Last of Us. And did you? Okay, so what do you guys think about this? Did you hear about these leaks? Did you? We're not going to spoil anything, but
No. We're not gonna.
No,
We're
no,
better
no.
with games than we are with movies.
yeah.
I've heard about these leaks. I have intentionally not Googled anything Last of Us
Okay.
related,
Wow.
including the articles. All my articles I'm just getting from Twitter, following like certain journalists and stuff like that. I just get everything from them. Otherwise, I don't touch anything else because I'm like, I don't want to risk this. The Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time. Even if
Same.
Last of Us 2 is not as great, I still want to just genuinely find out what happens on my own. I don't want to
Yeah.
see it before.
Yeah. If I don't, I'm with you on that one. The minute I found out about it, I unsubscribed from anything that I thought would like even mention like a tiny little any little detail.
Yeah,
Like I know I'm a big fan. As Chappie is Funhouse guys.
I love Funhouse.
They have a podcast that even says in the title Last of Us Part 2 like leaked.
Right.
And I know they're not going to spoil it, but I don't even want to watch it.
You can put the dots together if you listen.
I don't-
you know?
Yeah, I can put the dots together. I don't. I mean, I never read comments on anything
Same.
except for the mystery box YouTube.
I don't even read
There you
those.
I
I just don't
but-
read.
I don't know how,
Yeah.
but no, I stay away from it because dude, leaks like that, like they're dumb and I hate them. It's like why you gotta ruin it for everyone?
Yeah.
Like
Well-
like we all want to know, right? But we want to know because we want to play the game,
Experience it yourself.
and
Well, it's
spend
funny.
money.
It's
you know
funny you
what I
say
mean?
that because there's actually a reason why they were leaked. It's because apparently things haven't been going so well over at Naughty Dog. A lot of the employees are pissed, and when I mean a lot of them, I mean like a majority of them
Wow.
are unsatisfied with the working conditions there. I guess what it all boils down to is they were promised, you know, because I guess normally when a game comes out, Naughty Dog gives their employees a bonus depending on how well the game does. This
Mhm.
happens 6 months after release.
Mhm.
So, you know, 6 months after, it would have been at the end of the year, like in November, these employees would have gotten like a pretty good bonus.
They would have been getting them right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they would have been had it come out in
Yeah.
November, but now it wouldn't even have been until next November. Now it's not even. But anyway, so now these employees basically aren't getting their bonus, and they're all pissed because you know the whole Corona thing. They want their bonus, and so they're asking the company to just give them part of it now, because they need it for their families and stuff. You know, because of the quarantine. But Naughty Dog said no.
Mhm.
They're like, no, we're not going to do that. You know, you guys will get your bonus, you know, when we release it, and then 6 months, yada yada. But apparently, the main guy, I think, is he the CEO or the director of Naughty Dog? I forget his name.
Neil Druckmann? Or no?
Neil
that's-
Druckmann.
Yeah.
He got his advance. Like they advanced his.
Yeah.
So all the
Ooh.
employees were like, what the fuck? Okay, so one employee basically took one for the team and was like, you know what, fuck it, I quit, and not only that, but I'm releasing everything.
Well, the other thing. So first off, that was actually apparently this is according to reports.
Yeah,
Sony found out who leaked it, and they don't work for Sony or Naughty Dog.
interesting.
Yeah. So that kind of got debunked, but employees are still very frustrated.
So Who leaked it then?
Yeah, who leaked it?
They haven't said
Who
yet.
did it?
It's an unnamed
Oh.
person, but they found out who it is. But also that makes me skeptical of like, did you really find the person, or are you just saying this so the news dies down? But also, I mean, Naughty Dog is no stranger to like controversy. I mean, I think it was like about 6 months ago. It was reported by a friend of the show, Jason Schreier, who is formerly of Kotaku and now I think works for Washington Post. He's great. He's a huge games writer.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
He reported about crunch being a huge problem at Naughty Dog, and like how devs are being forced to work like 18-hour days pretty much
Mm-hmm.
to get The Last of Us ready to ship, and that's what originally caused the delay. And then even then there was like speculation that there was still crunch going on when The Last of Us got delayed again indefinitely, and they're like, oh, it's pretty much done, but like, you know, there's still some stuff going on. And like ex-employees of Naughty Dog come out and said that it's like it is a thing and it's happened, and like people that are there are saying it's happening. So I can understand why they're frustrated if they're being crunched like this and then still not getting their bonuses because they keep pushing the game back, especially because this past time they pushed it back was literally because they wanted just a bigger release.
Yeah,
Like,
they want to be able to release it physically and
Yep.
digitally.
And like we don't know when everything's opening. Like you can still release it physically. You can go to like release it in Targets and stuff like that. And like there's some stores that'll still have it. You're not gonna release it in the same scale because like a lot of places are closed. But
Mhm.
I mean, what are you gonna do? That's just the times. It's The Last of Us Part 2. People are still gonna buy it
Yeah,
Like-
people are gonna buy the game.
digitally, physically. They'll buy it on Amazon. Like people will still buy that damn game. Doesn't matter what time it releases or where or how limited it is. People will buy it. I guarantee you.
Well, this is the part that's going to get a little controversial. I know you guys are staying away from spoilers, but I was too for the first like 2 or 3 days. But I think it was yesterday. I was just like, you know what?
Quarantine.
I did because I've had close friends that looked at the spoilers and they're just like, bro, I'm not getting this game.
Really?
And
It's
I'm
that
like-
bad?
Well, did they Did they play the first one? Did they like it or?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. Doesn't everybody like The Last of Us? I
Not
don't know.
really.
Really?
No, there's plenty of people that don't like the Last of Us. I
Well-
know people that don't like it, which, you know, I get because it's like
It's
You know,
it's very cinematic.
it's very cinematic
Yeah.
and it's like it's kind of got the, it's like The Last of Us for some people like it teeters on the Order 1886 problem,
Mhm.
but obviously Last of Us has a lot more gameplay
Yeah.
and stuff. But like Order 1886 was just purely cinematic.
Oh yeah.
With like barely any gameplay. Whereas
like
like,
Rise.
Yeah, well, the gameplay has always been like really good in Last of Us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Very stealthy, very fun.
it
like,
was good.
Yeah.
Last of Us
Yeah.
is one of the best games of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, same. That's why I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
I like it too. I'm just saying there are people that don't
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
no,
I
there's
was
people-
I was curious, so I kind of I opened up the can of worms and
Is it
I
bad?
just yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna give any spoilers at all, but I am thinking twice about getting the game now like-
Really?
on launch. Like I'm kind of like
Wow.
I still want to play it because like I'm such a big fan, and I, even if the story's not good, I want to see like what kind of new gameplay stuff they've done, and I'm sure I'll find something to like about it. But I'm just like, kind of like I don't know if I should get it like the day it comes out now. Like it might be like something I buy used.
Is it like a late? Not spoiling it. Don't say what it is. But is it like a spoiler for later on in the game that like?
Yeah, is it like
For
a
the
beginning?
ending?
Is
Now-
it like the opening?
here's the thing.
Or
Here's the thing: I don't even know if this is legit because I didn't watch the cutscenes.
Right.
But based on what people were saying, the cutscenes do show the stuff that I saw because I read the story
okay.
synopsis basically.
Mhm.
I don't know like the character details. I just know basically like the major thing that happens midpoint and then the major thing that happens at the end.
Oh.
So I don't know what happens in between all that stuff that that leads to all that stuff. I just know. Okay, I will spoil one thing.
No.
I know
No.
who you play as. That's
Oh,
it.
I think I know that.
I
though.
muted it. By the way, I muted my
Okay,
headphones.
good.
I don't even
Joe,
want to
did,
know.
Joe didn't hear it. Joe didn't hear
I
it.
think I knew that though. I'm pretty sure that
Well-
seems like a. But I'm
Well,
not.
that's
We're not
something
gonna.
that-
Let's not go into that
yeah,
more because
okay,
Joe will
yeah.
hate us all. But I think I know that
You know what I'm talking
already.
about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I'm
I think
muting
I
my
know.
headphones because my brain will not stop thinking about it.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe.
So I
Okay.
don't want to know. I don't want to
Okay,
know.
I will let's drop that. But yeah, I'm thinking like, I'm kind of I don't know if I'm gonna buy it day one now, especially with how what it
Yeah.
sounds like. I'm gonna wait a few days to see what people are actually saying. I'm gonna listen to my friends that actually buy the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if they're
I will
like,
be one of those people.
if
I
they're
will
like,
also be
these
one of
leaks
those
were stupid, these leaks have nothing to, they, doesn't harm the game at
Always
all.
take leaks with a grain of salt, because you could be like, it came from a person and the things match up. I'm like, yeah, but you still don't know. You still don't know if that's the whole thing.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I hate leaks. And I
Yeah,
hate people.
dude.
I hate people that like, just like, this one is kind of different, but it might be like a whole disgruntled employee like, all right, f you, I'm gonna do this. Which I still think kind of sucks, because I was like,
sucks
this is
for everybody involved.
it's like I'm sorry that these things are happening, right? But like, you don't need to leak it and like ruin it for a lot of people that were looking.
The way I see
know,
it is like, who is this good for? When you leak this kind of stuff, who is this good for? There's not a single person that benefits from this.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel
I
good.
mean, it feels good for a second, but like you're just a shitty person.
Maybe they just want
Yeah.
Naughty Dog to release the game, which they're still refusing to do, which is
Yeah.
kind of making people upset as well.
Yeah.
So-
Like at this point, what are you waiting for? Like,
the game's done.
just
Well, here's the thing. If they just came out now after all this and released it, would that make you even more worried?
no, because it's done. It went gold.
Damage done.
I think,
No, I mean,
I see
like-
what Joe's saying, and I can get on board with it. It wouldn't do it for me, but I can see people being like, well, this is just a reaction now to like, now you guys have this bad press and you're trying to get it out as fast as you can, so then
Hey,
people would
you know
buy
what?
it and not have to worry about the bad press because like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you bought it anyways, so we don't give a fuck.
Hey, but you
Yeah.
know what though? If
What?
they released it tonight, I'd buy it.
I would too. I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
They
So
release
even
it
though what I
gonna
said
buy it.
about seeing the leaks and being like, I don't know, if they released it right now, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, I'm downloading it right now,
Yeah.
because I want to see if these leaks are, if
True.
there's any credibility to them. So they actually
So
probably should release it as soon as possible,
I
because the
think-
longer time goes on, the more and more people are going to see the leaks, and they're going to, make up their mind about whether they should get the game.
I think
or not.
that's actually credible, the leaks, only because Sony published a tweet from the official Sony Twitter that said, hey, don't look up cutscenes, don't look up this, like,
Yeah.
we don't want you spoiling the game. So like, they're
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
because Sony's saying don't look these up. So it sucks.
Yeah.
But
It does suck.
speaking
That's
of
unfortunate.
things, though, Joe, what is this? I need to know what this Assassin's Creed thing is. Like,
Okay,
I've not heard of
Yeah.
this.
What is this?
There's a lot. I like, man. We could keep talking about that, but we should get to the stuff. So the Assassin's Creed stuff today was you all saw the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer. For
I haven't seen the
Valhalla.
trailer either, actually.
Me neither.
I haven't seen.
You guys want
that's
to do a
all-
reaction to it?
We could.
I need to figure a way to make
We
that
should.
work.
We should do. Let me tell you the thing for it first, though. So, they announced the collector's edition.
Right.
Right. Comes with a statue.
Yep.
Classic Assassin's Creed stuff.
Seen it.
Cool, right? See this statue. Statue looks dope.
What is
Okay.
the statue?
It's a statue of a Viking warrior
Yeah.
woman.
Oh, okay.
It looks dope.
It looks
Really
badass.
cool. But there's some controversy. I use air quotes because it's not a big deal at all.
Are people mad because you can't get a man?
People are mad because you can't get a man
Fucking
statue
course.
and it's a woman. People
That's
are upset.
so dumb.
People are upset. I don't know how many people. Okay, I have not looked into it. I peeked on my phone. It again is on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. But apparently there was like the our Xbox One subreddit like exploded with people bitching and moaning, and then other people saying like you need to calm down, and more bitching and moaning.
You do need to calm down.
The fact that a statue is of like the statue for Assassin's Creed Valhalla is of a dope warrior woman, and
Yeah.
it's like, but it's not a man. I'm like, you could
Well,
be a
then don't
guy.
get
or a
it.
girl. Yeah, just don't get the collector's
Yeah.
edition. Like, what?
Get another collector's edition for another game that you like. Also, look up another Assassin's Creed collector's edition. There's like 50 of them already.
Yeah, and they're all guys.
Yeah.
Alright,
Some are
and
pretty
the-
dope.
and
I
the
gotta
girl
admit,
looks-
like,
the girl
Ubisoft
looks-
does a
how-
great job on the collector's editions.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, how different can an Assassin's Creed statue be? He's wearing the white robe, he's got hoods on, and he's just in the setting. You know what I mean? So I know the last couple ones have been different, but
Odyssey
I
apparently
saw-
was amazing.
yeah, I saw the statue and I was like, that statue looks sick. What's
Statue
wrong
looks
with it?
badass.
I thought at first it was like
Look up the
the statue was low quality, and I was like, oh, maybe the statue's just garbage.
Yeah.
Like looking, and then I looked it up and I was like, all right, well the statue looks really cool, so I don't know what it is, and then I read into it and I was like, oh, it's a stupid thing.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Got
any
it.
sense to me. That's
It's a very dumb. Listen, this is just me personally. I think girl statues are better. I'd rather have a girl statue.
I have
So
2 girl statues sitting right behind me. I have one Ciri
her.
from Witcher and one Lara Croft.
You know, the funny thing about that is when the Overwatch first came out, I actually picked up the collector's edition.
76 statue.
I was
Mhm.
bummed.
I
I
thought
was like,
I was
"Aw,
bummed too
man, they
because
gave me
Tracer
this
is the
dude."
face of the fucking game, and they give you 76. Like I'm like,
yeah.
dude,
They gave
How
me
does
this
it make
fucking dude. Like, I wanted Tracer. Or
here,
Diva,
I'll show you my
Widowmaker.
statue.
I wanna see
I
it.
got one.
I think
got
the thing, in my opinion, that's kind of like what made that more lame is like, I love 76. Don't get me wrong, he's really fun to play as, but he's basically just your stereotypical army guy. And there's like a billion stereotypical army guy statues out there.
Yeah,
Like you
he's
can get
just-
Call of Duty, you can get Battlefield, you can get so
He's just
many
army
of them.
guy from one of my favorite games.
Oh,
Boom.
I've wanted this so bad. That's so
Oh, hold on, let me
Yeah.
see.
You want to know something that's even crazier than that?
Oh yeah.
Still haven't
Aloy.
played that game.
Me
You
neither.
should.
I own
It's
it. It's right there.
You absolutely should play it. It's
And
fantastic.
God of War. Haven't played God of War. It's right there.
You should absolutely play that too. We can get into that, but Horizon Zero Dawn is fantastic. I still believe this is my crack theory for you, real quick. Okay, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be a launch title for the PS5.
Oh, I believe
I
that.
hope so.
100%.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe we talk about that next week instead.
Yeah, but yeah, this Aloy statue. See, look at this. Oh, a sweet girl statue that looks super dope.
Yeah, it looks badass.
But I'm a guy. Oh no.
Oh, we got so
Who
many. of them.
cares?
Female Aver figurine. Yeah.
I don't own any Resident Evil Collector's Edition
Yet.
because they all come with dudes, and I was like, "Where's the Claire one? I
Didn't-
want a
How
Claire."
funny.
Resident
last
Evil
one came
3
with-
though.
Resident Evil 3 came with Jill, but
Yeah.
they were sold out the minute
So
I tried
fast.
to get one.
Yeah.
But 2 had a Leon one, and
Yep.
you know, we all know how I feel about Leon.
Are they gonna
and
give you another Leon one for 4? Because I don't know if you guys heard, they're making 4. They're remaking 4.
4's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Of course it'll be Leon.
Yeah, it'll be in a sweet brown jacket,
What
or
if
it'll be
it's-
Ashley
What if it's
Ah.
El Gigante?
or Ada. But if it's Ada, I'm gonna buy one so I can run it over with my car.
What if it's the never-ending fact that I've never played Resident Evil 4?
You're crazy. Don't say that.
I'm not kidding. I never touched it. Never.
You need to play it.
Never was interested
You
back in
should
the day.
stream it on Mystery Box.
It's not a bad idea, but I need to find it. What's it on?
The Wii.
It's on everything. What do you
Don't even
mean?
mention that console.
It's on it. It's literally on everything. That game has been ported almost as many times as Skyrim.
Yeah, GameCube.
Okay.
Okay,
That's-
look, GameCube, PS2, 360, PS3, Wii.
PS4,
not-
Xbox One.
Okay,
it's
that's
on
all
the
I need to know.
Switch.
It's on current gen
Yeah.
consoles.
Yeah, it's on. It's ported all to high hell. Listen, Resident Evil 4. I know there was like people were like, it doesn't need to be remade. I'm like, one, you'd buy it, so
Oh, yeah.
shut up. And two, have you tried playing it? The controls are bad. There, I said it.
Still tank controls. So.
It's- After playing Resident Evil 6, where you could move and shoot, every other Resident Evil game, I'm like, why is this not? Why can I not move and
Why
shoot?
is this the standard?
Yeah.
Well, next year
you
we're
know,
supposed to get a new Resident Evil game, right? Not a remake. We're supposed to get the next Resident Evil
8 finally.
next year.
There's leaks. There's leaks about that. We can talk about it real quick.
About the game?
Go ahead.
So the rumor for Resident Evil 8 is it's called Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil 8 Village. Okay.
It sounds awesome already.
You play as Ethan again.
Oh,
from Resident Evil
sick.
7. And the rumors are you have, again, because the new thing is a monster constantly chasing you.
Mhm.
It's going to be like a ghost woman.
That's
that,
fucking
like-
awesome.
They're talking like, the rumor is they're talking like Amelie from like Fear.
So down.
Whoa.
Oh, can we get a
so-
Fear remake, by the way? That would be dope.
Uh,
With that?
But like scaring you and stuff. And I'm
So
like,
down.
I'm down. I'm down to see another game with Ethan. Let's
That
do
also
it.
makes me very. This is not Resident Evil related, but it makes me very hyped for. I don't know if you guys remember last year, the Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan came out last year.
Mhm.
The sequel comes out in August. and I'm super excited. Or
Is
not
it a sequel or is it just another? It's another
but
story.
It's another story.
Right.
I'm 100% certain, and save this for like 8 years from now when they finally finish it. All the stories are going to connect somehow. They're going to do it somehow, and I think that includes Until Dawn. I think
Okay.
Until Dawn's going to connect to all these stories in some way. But
Was Man of Medan good?
it was all right. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Until Dawn is one of my favorite games ever.
Until Dawn is better, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man of Medan, okay. Also really short, like 4 or 5 hour campaign. Until Dawn
Super
is,
massive
like 12.
games, right? Is the
Super massive,
developer?
yep.
I just find it so funny that they went from making Little Big Planet to these like
Horror
cinematic
games.
horror games.
They're awesome though. I love them.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Little Hope. That's what it's called. It's called Little Hope. It's like this
That's
little.
cool.
It reminded me because it's in a little like town, and it's just
Oh,
creepy.
okay.
So that's why I
That
got
sounds
Village.
How long have we been going?
We've been going
By
for
the
about
way.
an hour and
Really?
5 minutes.
All right.
Damn, we didn't even.
We had a lot
I
to talk about.
We're going
I
long
still-
today. I already said
It's
that.
listen the
Topic
I
of the
refer to it. I refer to it as the shoot the shit part of the podcast, where we just ramble on for a little bit.
Yeah, literally that part. Now that part's over.
Over. All right, you guys want to do? Well, here's the thing. Do you want to watch that Valhalla trailer and then do the topic, or do you want to do the Valhalla trailer at the
Yeah,
end?
let's watch the trailer.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's watch the trailer.
Can we?
Uh,
I can screen share.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that works.
Yeah, do that. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Syndicate.
All right, I'm gonna put this weird thing up that says video's not found. That's just so I can pull up the trailer.
Yeah.
I can turn off this music because we don't need this right now.
Also, real quick, hopefully my mic sounds better. I rewatched old podcasts and read comments because I do, and I fixed my mic. So thank you for people who I didn't know it was that bad.
I didn't. You know, it's funny. I was actually just about to jump in the chat right now. Not that anybody would be, but we did have a few people say stuff in the last one, and
We did.
haven't been paying attention. Jesse was trying to talk to you.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was like saying something because you were talking about Resident Evil, and he kept typing something in the chat at that time. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was, but I just thought it was funny when I saw that.
He was probably being a jerk and saying like Leon's better than Chris, and I'm like, shut up. No, he's not. Team Chris. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also,
Well-
Chris is going to be an 8. There you go.
My keyboard
Hell yeah.
works.
That's good.
I was scared for a minute. It didn't react. And I was, about to,
okay.
I was about to lose it. Okay, let's see.
Can I pull up chat? How do you pull up chat?
If you just go to the stream, like on your phone or something, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna screen share
at
with
the
you
chat.
guys,
I'm just gonna have it open just in case.
Okay.
and then I'll
All
pull
right.
you guys in. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, pull us in, man. We should do this for trailers more often, if this works.
Yeah, we can clip this later.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
I can.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Okay,
I can
cool.
see it.
I'm gonna switch us back on.
I like us on the side here.
Yeah, it's kind
This
of
is
cool.
not- how do I do that?
I think you can change it too.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
this is
gonna
one.
do it.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer. Turns all the way up.
They are heartless.
There isn't sound, but whatever.
Is it really not?
I cannot hear it through my
barbarians.
headphones.
Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Hold on, before we get this, we're gonna make sure we can hear this, if it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what we could do is we could just sync it.
Oh no, it'll come out on my end, but I just want to make sure you guys can hear this, because
Okay.
Okay.
I
I mean, I'll watch it without sound. It's not a big deal.
You've already seen it or no?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
feel like there should be a way to do this, but it's not.
While we're waiting, I just wanted to mention.
Oh,
that,
share computer sound.
hmm?
You guys might be able to hear yourselves, but just bear with me. Let me know if you can hear it.
Hello, me. Oh my God! Yeah.
They are
can hear it.
heartless.
Nice.
A little blurry, but we're going with it.
Godless barbarians.
gorgeous.
They murder and kill blindly. They scour the lands of England. Lands they will never defend, never love. The time has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
Fucking England.
Let's go.
It's always England.
That's rad.
Oh shit.
Odin is with us!
Holy shit. Jesus.
The mountain.
That is the mountain.
Hell yeah!
Let's fucking go, dude.
Yo.
Okay, that was
Hashtag
fucking
like a Viking.
rad, guys.
Damn, that was cool.
That was rad.
Other than the arm blade, that was like just a normal. I thought I was watching Game of Thrones for a second. That was really good.
Let me see. How do I
Predator
stop sharing?
Hunting Grounds.
Yeah, there was like a free beta for that game like a couple weeks ago. It kind of came out of nowhere, or I didn't hear anything about it. It was like,
Yeah,
hey,
I
there's
didn't even hear about it.
a new Predator game. People, I was like, what? They're like, yeah, it's a thing.
Jeez.
There we go. Now we're
Yeah,
back
there we
normal.
go. Well, how do I change my?
So that was pretty good.
Oh,
That was,
Speaker
as the children say, toit.
lit a. Oh, dude, I changed it. There we go. I wanted my videos to be on the side, and I did it.
Done.
All right. So it's the extra long podcast today.
Extra long. We're going with value menu. It's over
So
there.
we did have the on the menu. The
Menu.
topic for today was like your favorite gaming moments and your worst gaming moments.
If any.
You know, if anyone, there's no cap on it. You know, we went long today, so maybe we'll keep it short. I don't really know. But it could be anything from like, you know, your favorite thing, or like your favorite section of a game, and you just like being in awe of whatever you're seeing. It's not one of mine. Example being like when you start Breath of the Wild, you see the plateau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can go all over there. It's like, whoa, that's cool. Just like stuff like that. Or like a
Okay.
thing you had playing with your friends. You know, like oh yeah, one of my favorite gaming moments was like when my friends would come over and we'd play Mario Party and like I punched my friend in the face or whatever.
Mario Party 2, best Mario Party.
Not that I'm saying that's one of mine. It's Mario Party 64.
Yeah, exactly. Mario Party 2 on 64.
How dare you? Mario
Mario
is
Party
Mario Party 2 the one on 64?
Three
Yeah,
of
well,
them
1
are.
and 2, I think, are both on 64.
I don't know.
1, 2, and 3.
No,
I don't remember. Listen, WarioWare is better.
Never played it. So,
So
who goes first?
I gotta tell you what. I will go first.
Ooh,
I will go first this week. I will
the
go
host
first.
goes first.
sweet.
What?
The host.
The Hearst?
The
It's a
Hearst with
toast.
immersed.
Host with your most.
Host with the toast.
I'll go first just because to start us off because I did pick the topic. So I guess I'll throw a generic one out real quick. Okay.
Okay.
I guess a gaming moment or accomplishment, you know what I mean, would be I've beaten all the Dark Souls and Bloodborne games
I haven't even done that, so it's impressive.
and all their DLCs, which is just a generic one. I just like that makes me feel good.
But it's a compliment. You feel good about it.
I was like, yeah.
That's impressive to me.
Same.
So I did it, but one of my favorite, I guess, gaming moments. There's two. Okay, I picked two ones.
Okay.
Okay, the first one was when I was a young boy back in the day, the N64
So-
days.
Okay.
So yesterday,
Oh, way back when.
my brother had a bunch of friends come over, and they were all playing GoldenEye,
Ooh.
the James Bond game on the N64. Fantastic game. And one of my favorite moments playing a gaming and in life, really, it always makes me go, yeah, I did that. I was watching them play, and like, you know how you're not like supposed to hang out with your older brother, you're just like you're
Yeah.
watching from afar. But my brothers were like, hey, you want to watch? And I was like, yeah, I want to watch, because they were having fun. They were shooting each other, whatever. They switched it to paintball mode, so
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
good
see
stuff.
blood. All that good stuff. And they were like, hey, Joe, do you want to try playing around? As you do, you let your little brother try,
Right.
maybe you go easy on him or something like that. You just like let him feel included. And I was like, the first time I ever played the first person shooter ever, because as a kid.
Right.
And I played GoldenEye. I want to start this off. I didn't pick Odd Job because I'm not a jerk.
Good. He's a
I think
cheat.
I picked Bond, just normal Bond.
Right.
No, I picked 006 because I thought he looked cool.
He does.
And we played James Bond, and I smoked all of them.
That's
Just
awesome.
all of them. Okay, it got to a point where they were getting like legit upset because they were like, when you die, you're out. And I went
Didn't
through the
die.
whole rotation, the whole
Hell
thing.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I just smoked, and at first, when I was a kid, I felt real good, and years later, I was like, maybe they were going easy on him. I was like, were you guys going easy on me? And my brother goes, no, we like at one point we were trying, and like they were trying to kill me, and like my brother and I would go at it, and like his friends would like be on my side. They're like, Joe's gonna smoke you, like you're gonna ruin him. They would ask my mom, like, please get him off because he's just destroying all of us. In GoldenEye, and we can't stop him, and he's like a little terror, and he needs to go to bed. And I just remember having like the biggest smile on my face because I just was like, oh, shoot him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
And
do it.
they tried different modes. They tried Golden Gun mode. They tried normal mode. They all tried playing Odd Job. I'd still win every single time. And that's one of my I think about that every now and then. I was like, yeah. My brother reminds me, and his friends, whenever I see them, they're like, oh, Joe, remember when we played GoldenEye? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I still hate you about that, by the way. And that was just one of the cool things that I did. Another cool one was my another one was a gaming moment. Actually, this one's an actual in-game thing. It's
Right.
Mass Effect 2. Okay.
Okay.
A gaming moment is when you've all played it, right?
I have not played the second one.
All right. I will try and be as not spoilery as I can, because you should. But there is a section in the game where you have to get an item. It's like a main quest for
Right.
Mass Effect 2. Okay. And the basic plot of that game is the trilogy is that there's an evil, sentient race of robots called Reapers. They're gonna come to the Milky Way. Every 50,000 years, they wipe out everything. Just everything gets destroyed.
Right.
Oh my
You don't
God.
know why. You don't know why they do it, but it happens like clockwork, and every race before you goes extinct. Okay. you of course find out that they're going to do it in the first game. You do some stuff, I won't say how, and you prevent it from happening. Okay. And a lot of people reference like other moments in like the first game that I won't spoil it, but this one's my personal favorite. Is there's a mission where you find a dead one, like a dead Reaper, like this giant ship that's like destruction. Okay, and they're sentient beings, by the way, and you have to go on it to get a thing. So you have to go inside this thing that's like ancient, and it's trying to kill you and all life on the planet. And nothing at the beginning, nothing happens. You keep thinking stuff's gonna happen.
So it's like a psych out.
Because the whole thing, if you go near the ships, they start to indoctrinate you. They make you go crazy.
Right.
So you're on this ship, and so like just like the very opening section, it's just like it's all tight corridors, and it's just like you're on it, and you just feel like nothing happens, but you feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Because you're just like, I don't know what to do. And then of course stuff starts kicking off. But I remember playing. I put my controller down. I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't trust it. And I was like, I remember going like feeling so uncomfortable, and like I was like this, like tensing up.
Oh, like really.
Like doing it. A moment that's is equally as good as that is Dead Space 2.
I was gonna bring up a oh yes.
Dead Space 2. When you spoilers, there's a part where you have to go back to the ship on the first one.
The zero gravity part?
No, just like you walking in there, and you having to go through old rooms from the first game that you remember getting attacked in, and nothing.
Oh yeah, no.
Nothing
but they
happens.
know that you'll freak out because you remember them.
Yeah.
But you're like this. And you're like, why am I back here?
Every time.
And it's like those two things, like for gaming moments and the GoldenEye thing, they're like things where I was like, that's crazy that a game, it's not real. You know what I mean? I know it's not real, but I'm going on it, and I'm like, I can't. Nothing's happening, and I'm wishing like just something attack me, please attack me.
But they just don't do it because they hold on because they know.
Those are.
Like,
I have so many, but just off the top of my head, like those are some of the those are some of the things that I was just like, those are cool moments.
Right.
That I'll remember forever. Specifically the GoldenEye thing.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's
a cool
cool. Because especially because you're kicking other people's ass, and that's just something you remember all the time.
Yeah, and I don't like, I don't like to like be like, oh, I beat you, like, ha ha ha.
But
like,
in that one scenario.
Yeah, but in that one scenario, it was like, and Jesse will hate me for this, but there was one, because I like fighting games a lot.
Right.
And he bought Soul Calibur 4, which I really like, without me knowing. Okay, he owned it for months. He beat the campaign. He practiced with it constantly, and then he's like, "Hey Joe, I picked up Soul Calibur 4 today. You want to fight?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, cool." Whips my ass. Of course he does.
Right.
Okay, kicks my butt in the very first round. I'm like, "Oh okay," and then I was like, "All right, I think I got it now." And he's like, "Okay, huh." And then he fights me. I perfect him the next 2 fights.
Oh man.
And he just gets up, takes the game, and he just goes. He just takes it back. He goes, "Fuck you," and he leaves.
No, we're not brothers anymore. Okay, we're done.
He's looking at me. He's in the room. He's laughing because he remembers that story. But it's one of my. It's like I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it," and I didn't understand what I did because he just got. I was like, "Oh, I guess he got like I made him mad." He told me later. He's like, "Dude, I had it for months," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'd be pissed too." So, but stuff like that. Those are things that make me.
I like those are good moments.
I guess
yeah. Those are just the ones I could. I've got so many, but I wanted to narrow it, and then I rambled.
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went first, actually, because I didn't really understand the question. I feel stupid. I was
really?
like, what is my game? I was thinking of like accomplishments, but like now I'm thinking of just like happy memories. You brought a lot of them back.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm like, I've never won a tournament or anything. Fuck. Like,
nah.
But no, I have a couple stories. I have one very similar to yours, actually. I was like laughing at in my head how similar it was.
All right.
I used to go to this daycare thing. My mom would leave me there, and then she would pick me like after school, and then like
after school daycare.
Yeah, basically, and
yeah.
then she'd come pick me up because both my parents worked. But there was these kids who were like 3 or 4 years older than me, and they were always like kind of like dicks to me, and I knew they had it. And so what pissed me off is that they would make us like take naps, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was like in 3rd grade at the time, so I was like, I don't want to take a fucking nap at like 4 p.m. Like, but while they did that, all the older kids got to go upstairs and play like N64, and I was always so pissed. I had an N64 at home, and I would play like Super Smash Bros. And stuff, you know, with my dad and my brother and stuff.
Yeah.
So the one day I like begged them to like let me, and they're just like, "No, you don't even know how to fucking play." Like I know they're teasing me. They're like, "You suck." Like
Suck,
there-
Steven. Go to bed.
yeah, you have to take a like. So I went up there. Finally, they let me, because I was just complaining like every week.
Mhm.
And I just destroyed them in Super Smash Brothers
Yes.
so badly, like they couldn't beat me. And I was using Pikachu, I was using Kirby, and I was just like destroying them because I don't know, I played it a lot more than them, I guess.
Yeah.
But they were actually very impressed with me, and so like every day or every other week, every other day that week that I would go, I didn't have to do naps anymore. I basically earned my right.
Oh,
You
you
earned
won
no
your
naps.
way in. You won your way in.
I won my
came-
way into the upstairs N64 club.
They're like everyone go take a nap, except for Steven. He rolls with us now.
Yeah, there were like kids older than me, like, what the fuck? What did he do?
It's like get good at Smash.
Beat everyone's
Yeah,
ass.
Get
in
good at Smash,
Bros.
man.
But yeah, I was like, I have a moment like that.
That's awesome.
A really good, like, I was like, trying to think. I know like a lot of games bring out like these really like triumphant moments.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys ever play Super Mario Odyssey?
Yes.
Yes, I don't
and
remember
you-
that often because I played it at launch, and that's.
Did you beat it?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna minor spoilers. Well, major spoilers actually. So if you haven't played Super Mario Odyssey,
Peach
don't
gets
listen.
kidnapped. There, I said it.
I just remember being very like I felt like a kid again. Like at the end of that game,
Mhm.
I was so like literally I was like laughing out loud. I felt like I was playing Mario 64 on the N64 again because at the very end, this is a major spoiler. You beat the final boss, which is Bowser. Surprise.
Mhm.
But that's not even the best part. You get to control Bowser. So the entire game, you had been just controlling frogs and birds and whatever. There's a point where Bowser's passed out and the thing is crumbling around you, and the only thing you can do to get out is you're like, what am I gonna do? And the game doesn't even tell you.
You have
It's
to
just
figure
Bowser,
it out.
Bowser's just sitting there, and you're just like, oh shit, Peach is freaking out. You're like, what? Oh god, Bowser's right there.
And you had that
All
moment.
right,
There you go.
okay. And you throw the fucking hat at him, and you take over him, and then you become Bowser, and you are breaking these blocks and stuff with him while the song plays in the background. I just remember like laughing my ass off because I was like, this is so much fun.
I mean, they flipped the script though. Like it literally changed everything we know about Mario, and it's fun.
It was so fun. That was one of I think my favorite gaming moments on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Good times.
Mario Odyssey was a good game. That
It was.
the New Donk City is just
Yeah, so good.
that song. I'm just like
You
I
play
can't
it right
snap my fingers.
now?
Yeah.
It's a good time, man. Yeah, man, that game did. I agree with you on that. That game made me feel like I had the same thing with Breath of the Wild. Made me feel like a kid.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
you're playing OG Zelda, and just oh man, I could go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, let's go over here. Let's try this. Let's do that. You know?
Just
But
the vast amount of things.
There
Like
was,
the freedom,
um,
pretty much.
yeah, Odyssey
remember-
did that too.
Yeah, I remember this dungeon in Breath of the Wild that I felt really accomplished figuring out, even though it took me a while because the shrines, they basically have one way you can do them, but then some of them have multiple
Alternate.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
there was this one shrine where you have to move these boxes with the magnesis and put it over these electrical currents so that you can link them all up and open these gates.
Mm.
Well, I was fumbling around and I couldn't figure out which box went where, right?
Right.
And I was just like, I wonder if this will work. I just started discarding my swords and my axes and stuff, and I
Yeah.
was moving them around and I linked them all together. And the electrical current went through all of my weapons
What the
in the
heck?
path that I wanted.
That's awesome.
And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that you could even do this.
right.
That this is even allowed, and this is amazing. So I was able to do that dungeon in the most unique way that I think that I knew
Yeah.
could be done. And I was just so impressed by that. I was like, this is amazing. I love this game. I fucking love this
Breath of
game.
the Wild is on the special. Can't wait for the sequel. I need to beat the first one. still.
people do some crazy stuff in that game, man.
Yeah.
Oh, people
Like,
do anything in
just-
that game.
Like the guy that made the flying machine, like that's bonkers, dude.
Just using the physics of the game.
I think some of the favorite stuff is got people that are like solving shrines in like unusual ways.
Yeah.
I never had anything crazy like that though. That's insane that you're just like, what if I take all my metal armor? Like that would never occur to me to do that. Steven's
yeah,
just
no.
like, what if
Yeah.
I just dump everything and do
just
it?
see what
And then
happens.
Steven over here being like big brain. He's like, I'll
Yeah.
do
Big
it.
Brain Steven.
Big brain Steven.
It
Next
works.
week, you change your Zoom name to Big Brain Steven.
You're big brain Steven. That's crazy, man.
And then that game, you get struck by lightning, and you're like, and the game doesn't tell you anything. You're just like, okay, there's lightning. Oh, you get zapped. You're like, what the fuck? And then you realize like that you go into your inventory and you see like the little shining things on your metal items, and you're like, oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to take off anything metal you're wearing. I'm like, this is
Genius.
You're telling me I can't run around holding the master sword up like this the whole time?
I mean, you could, but there's consequences.
so you're like running around with
consequences
like
are you get
wooden
zapped.
shit. Yeah, you have like a wooden stick and stuff, and you're like, I feel so weak, but it's raining. Damn
yeah,
it.
exactly. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
I can't think of anything else, but if I do, I'll bring it up.
Okay.
I
What
have so
about you,
many,
Eric?
but yeah.
I have, for this week specifically, it's kind of a lot. I have 4.
Do it,
Okay.
man. Lay 'em on
Um,
us. I did 4.
Most of them are like triumph things, but one is like in-game thing that was like, oh shit. The first one, since Joe brought up Dead Space, not really an in-game thing, but Dead Space 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. Talked about it so
Yep.
many times. Was the first ever game that I got 1,000 gamer score on. Ever.
Oh, okay.
I loved that
okay.
game so much that I like went through and I did all the little things. I found all the little like Pang statues that you had to find that were scattered throughout the Ishimura.
There's
like,
always Pang, man.
there's always Pang.
There's
So-
always Pang.
For those who don't know, there's these little statues and you can use like telekinesis to like pick them up. And so like if you get all of them, you get the achievements and stuff like that. But I did everything. I maxed out all the guns. I beat the game on every difficulty.
That's impressive.
I
Because
did-
if I recall, you have to beat it with just the starting gun, right?
That's actually easier than it sounds.
That's the easiest thing in the world. The
Yeah.
plasma cutter is
Really?
broken.
The
It's
plasma
so
cutter
broken.
is the best gun in the game if you upgrade it all the way.
Yeah, it's the best
Oh,
gun.
I never
good.
bothered with that.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
played that game so much, and like it was the first one that I ever got 1,000 gamer score on because like I love this game more than anything else. I will
Mhm.
waste the time to get that 1,000 gamer score, and when I finally got that last achievement, I lost it. I'd never been so happy like to get an achievement before or like to
Yeah.
beat a game like that. It was the most fun I'd ever had in a game, and I played it for months, like just replaying it. I beat the story multiple times, just did everything. Like that's why Dead Space is like probably a top 5 game for me ever, just because it was my first 1,000 gamer score, and I haven't had that many since. But just that one will always be there no matter what. It's just so much fun. Another one. This is more of like a outside of it's because of gaming that this happened, and there's like a big achievement that makes me really really happy. So when I was it was right after I graduated high school. I started this like little media website that it was just me, my brother, and a friend, and we are like, oh, we're just gonna do like our own like game news things and stuff like that. We're gonna be
Yeah,
our own IGN.
okay.
Started it, and it was called Level 64. It doesn't exist anymore, so don't look it up. It's gone. And it
I'm
was called
looking it
Level
up anyway.
64. We would do a lot of stuff like we did like when E3 came out. I literally would ask for those days off at work. I would sit in front of the TV with a laptop, and
Oh,
everything
okay,
that got
cool.
revealed, I would post it immediately. Like I was on it with everything. And then we did like reviews. We did like comic book reviews. What comes out this week? What does this? Like a whole bunch of stuff. Someone knocking on my door? One second.
FBI, open up.
Hello?
Is this the home of Level 64?
Weird. Anyways,
You want to go check it?
nah, I don't care.
Okay.
So
Can you open up your door, please?
so we had this gaming thing, and we did this stuff for a while. The thing that made me the most proud was that we had, granted there was a connection involved like with it, but because of that little site, we ended up getting like decent amount of people. I want to say like because we had a Facebook page was our main base of operations. We got
Yeah.
like 1,500 likes or something like that. Like at the time, that's
Wow.
huge. It's like, oh my
Pretty
god, that's a
good.
lot of people. For like an
That's awesome,
18-year-old,
dude.
that's a lot of fucking likes on our page.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me really happy, and this is an achievement for me, we got to go to E3 because of that page. Before E3 was open to the public, before it was something,
Oh,
we got
that's
to go
cool.
as like media for it, and we had badges for it and everything like that. And we got to. This was the year that. This is actually the year Destiny came out. So
Oh, okay.
Destiny was playable on the show floor. We went and played Borderlands, the pre-sequel. We played Evolve. The Arkham Knight was coming out, so they had the Batmobile there. Like the huge Batmobile was there to take pictures with and stuff like that. So it was just awesome to like, because of the small little like website that we just did constantly. It got us to the point where we were like, he was like, "Hey, we're going to E3. Do you want to come with us? And like we can get you in because of this." And I'm like, "That's fucking awesome. That's so cool." So one of the things that's gonna stick with me forever. Two more. I'm gonna go with the in-game one next.
Okay.
This one is just a scene that like I got goosebumps watching it. So I've talked about this game before, but Batman Arkham Asylum, the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing the game, you get to a point where you meet the Scarecrow for the first time, and he had a redesign for this game that's terrifying. He looks awesome in Arkham Asylum. But when you first meet him, for if you guys have beaten this, I don't know if you remember this, you get to him, and then like the game, like you're walking down a hallway, and you hear like the little announcement that the warden's supposed to talk, and it makes this little noise. It goes like dun 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 dun, and the warden starts to talk, and it's like, it's a weird, different. It's a girl voice. It's a random person, not the warden. It's like, did anyone catch the game last night? And your system bricks, and like your screen distorts, and it looks like your game just destroyed itself. Like everything broke, and it pauses, and you're like, oh my god, my game just froze. Like it literally, your screen's messed up, and it resets back to the original opening cutscene of the game, which is Batman driving the Joker into Arkham Asylum. So it looks like your game just reset. The whole thing started over at the beginning. I lost my mind because I was like, oh my god, I have to restart this fucking game. It's great, but like I want to beat it. But then it goes and shows you the image inside of the Batmobile, where Joker's driving the Batmobile, and Batman's in the passenger seat all tied up, and he's going crazy. And it turns out that the whole thing was a Scarecrow hallucination. And like from the beginning, with your screen messing up and the thing resetting, the whole thing was just a hallucination. And like, keep in mind,
that's like Eternal Darkness stuff.
Yes, keep in mind,
we hadn't had
a good Batman game before, ever.
No.
So seeing that was like okay, this is a fucking great Batman game. Like they got this down. This is Scarecrow to a T. This is so crazy. Like it tripped me out. It was one of the best things ever because I was devastated when it replayed that opening scene. Like I was like, I had my hands on my head, and I was like, I can't believe I need to beat this fucking game again and go through all of this. You got like, 'cause it's like 10 hours into the game that this happens, and like I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, what the fuck?
What?
And then turns out it's just a hallucination.
Yeah, that would have.
What's up?
I would have probably turned the game off. You're lucky you didn't do that.
I wanted to see what happened first. 'Cause I was like, if anything changed, then maybe I'm good. But what the fuck? Because I was like, I thought they didn't do this anymore. They're not in cartridges. They can't just randomly reset like that. But God, it was so good. My last one though, this is a very, very personal one, and it's again an achievement in game that happened.
Are you okay, Joe?
I think he muted himself.
Did he?
He's just looking longingly.
I don't know.
I'm trying to narrate this.
Are you okay? Uh-oh.
Oh, he's there.
Joe?
Can you hear us? Joe?
I don't think you can hear us.
I'm back.
Can you hear us? Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
We're like, oh, what happened? Joe's looking off into the sunset.
No, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I was like, what's going on? He's just like...
The man that was knocking on your door came to my house. He's like, you didn't open. I was like,
Jesse?
oh. No.
Alright, so
Oh,
last
sorry.
one.
Go ahead.
This is involving a game that I'm like very associated with, and like if anybody ever knows me, they're gonna associate me with this game. Always. And that game is
Pikmin
Destiny.
3. Okay.
Pikmin
Wrong
3.
game.
Definitely. Same concept. You have a spaceman, and you're in charge of a bunch of little things.
Actually, yeah. It's a good
Destiny
comparison.
is a game that everybody associates me with. I have a problem with that game. Not as much anymore, but I like for years. That's the second ever game that I got 1,000 gamer score on, but that's not the achievement. The achievement is when Destiny relaunched, I actually couldn't play it because I was working my current job, not current job, but like the job I had at the time, and then I was also working at the county fair, which means I was working almost 80 hours a week. I was always doing stuff. I didn't have time. So I finally picked it up and I got addicted, hooked onto this game. So the raiding experience in general was already a huge moment for me. Like, it's such something different that you've never seen before on console. Granted, it's been in WoW and stuff like that. You never saw something like that in consoles before. But very particularly, a couple months later, the first expansion release, and it's called The Dark Below. The raid that came inside of that expansion was amazing, but not for the reasons you'd think.
Crota's End.
Crota's End was the name of the raid,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very fun. But that raid overall has brought me some of the biggest joys of my personal life, because when it released, the team that I'd done that raid with, we finished in the top 50 worldwide for that raid. Like, we killed the boss, like I can't remember the exact number. I swear it was in the high 40s. But we were one of the top 50 people in the world to kill that boss, and I was like, holy shit! Like, for people who've played Destiny raids or just even haven't, a lot of communication is involved, a lot of frustration, and a lot of blaming other people. Like, you get mad at each other. But the, like, pure exhilaration when you finally beat that final boss and you know you clear the raid is like, oh my fucking god, this is so much fun. Like, I want to do this again. It's like you forget all the bad stuff because it's just such a good exhilaration at the end. But, like, that raid had that particular clear, which, like, being able to be like, oh man, like, I mean, yeah, 50 is a high number, but, like, it's still an accomplishment that, like, with those people, like, just a group of friends, it's not like a group of, like, pro gamers or anything like that. We're not people that are, like, hardcore dedicated on, like, we've been training for 8 weeks, we are sweating for this, guys, we need our fucking Mountain Dew, it needs to be cold red, and that's it. No, it was just a good time, and that was amazing. And then months down the line, to finish off my, like, 1,000 gamer score to perfect that game, I went back to that raid, because you need to get a, one of the achievements is you need to beat an entire raid without dying. And so I did that, but more impressively, I did the entire raid by myself.
Unreal.
Flawless. Like, I didn't die.
Holy
it was just
shit.
me.
You're a freaking madman. How long did it take you to do it?
Like 3 tries. It wasn't that bad. I just had to learn how to do, like, do the certain, because you had to, like, not glitch the game, but you had to make like trick the game into thinking there were 6 people playing, but there wasn't. So
Yeah.
like,
So that it wouldn't kick you out.
not even, it would leave you in there, but you couldn't pass certain points. Like, I'm gonna try and explain this in the best non-Destiny way. In the second encounter of the raid, there's basically a bridge you have to cross, but you need people to stand on certain plates in certain areas to make the bridge. And if people get off, then the bridge deforms. So you need people to do it. For that to do it solo, you had to basically, there was a tower behind you, and if you climbed all the way to the top of the tower, which you can do by just jumping, and you activated an ability, you can go across the entire thing without even touching the bridge. So you needed to do that to make sure that, you know, you can do it by yourself. But then you just finish the rest of the raid by
And you
yourself.
couldn't fuck it up, because if
Yeah.
you die, you don't get the achievement, right?
Yeah, so you
Crazy.
needed to do that, and I restarted it a couple times, but it was just so cool to do it. Like, when I finished it by myself, I lost my shit, because I was like, oh my god, like, this is so, and then again, it's another 1,000 gamer score game that I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I did it on, like, an activity that's supposed to be with 6 people, it was just me, and I didn't even die once. Like, that is amazing. And funny enough, not my Destiny highlight of the whole game. Like, there's other things that I think are better, but that's the one that's, like, just awesome. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those are my couple.
So I
Proto
thought
was a
of
good
another one, actually,
Okay.
because you brought up achievements. I remember back when achievements were the thing, I got 1,000 gamer score on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Oh man, the GOAT.
But the hardest thing was the mission called Mile High Club on
There you go.
veteran mode.
Oh my god.
Remember this
I remember
mission?
I remember playing it was where you're on the airplane. It was
Yeah.
very short. You had to go through the airplane and you had to kill all these guys that just kept coming endless.
Isn't that the end mission?
It's like a bonus end mission.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
you go through the first top part or the bottom part of the plane, and then you go to the back of the plane, you go to the second level, and then you go all the way to the end, and then you like save a hostage.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was impossible on veteran mode because you died in like 2 hits, and there's like 30 guys in every room. They're just constant. You have to. I remember probably doing that over and over and over again for like 3 days straight.
Well, because that mission is the minute you go up the stairs, you die.
Yeah.
Like I remember, you can get to the first floor, but there's like
Yeah,
multiple
there's
floors
like
to the
one
airplane.
checkpoint.
Yeah, so you get to the first floor of the airplane, but when climbing up the stairs, it's just like no, it's just no.
Yeah. So it took me like 3 days, but I finally did it, and yeah, I was just like, that was.
You didn't sleep for 3 days.
No,
No.
I mean I slept, but
I'll be honest, I was imagining you playing it nonstop for 3 days, and you're just like,
well, I would
I'm gonna
wake
do
up and keep attempting. I was like,
Okay.
I
Just
have to
sitting
get
there just
every
like-
achievement in this game.
she's
I
just
have
like,
to prove myself.
I have to do it.
I
And then
have
the game
to.
just-
I'm like, I was so. And then what sucks is like when you're playing a game that's really difficult and you're doing something over and over and over again.
Get frustrated.
You get really frustrated to the point where you're just like, fuck, I'm not even ever gonna get as good as I did that one time that you almost beat it. Like you get so close at one point and then you die like with like a sliver of like the
Right.
boss's health or something, and you're like, fuck. And then this is actually this is like my worst gamer moment.
It's both.
actually.
There you go.
Yeah, it's both.
It's a twofer.
Where yeah, those kind of moments are probably my worst. But are we gonna talk about our worst?
Yeah,
Anything?
all right.
I'll
talk-
Any worst?
I'll have my worst. My
All
worst
right,
moment.
Go ahead.
So, I'm not a big mobile game guy.
Right.
Okay. But I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan.
Mhm.
So they came out with Fire Emblem Heroes, a mobile game.
Right.
Okay. I don't play it as much anymore
Anymore. This is a
Be-
keyword.
because of this thing I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
And also
geez.
mostly because they introduced like a subscription service, and I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
subscribe.
It's a gotcha game.
It is a gotcha game. It's a gotcha game with really good art and like you want to get the character because it's got cool art,
Yeah.
and you want to collect all your favorite characters, and you can make your dream teams and stuff, and it's a fun game.
Mhm.
But there was a point where there was a certain character that I wanted, and I spent all my free orbs, and I grinded all my orbs, and I didn't get it. So as you know, it's a gotcha game. Okay.
No.
So I was like, I'll buy some packs. I'll buy a couple. Didn't get it. I was like, I'll buy a couple. And I had bought in a couple before, and to get this one character, okay, that I don't even use. Okay, this is the most important part of the story. I spent an uncomfortable amount of money. I spent, I think, like $250.
Holy cow.
Fuck.
And I realized at that moment when I was like, yeah, I did it. And I looked at my bank account and I was like, oh. I was like, got it.
Gotcha.
I gotcha. And I went, oh, God, okay. Okay, now I understand the game title. After that, I never did it ever again. Okay. But I was like, I looked at my phone and I just like it was like at myself. I was like, what am I doing? Like, why did I do that? Like, I don't even use the character. The character's not that good. I just wanted the character,
Mhm.
and I got hooked, and I did it. So
That's how
then
it happens.
I stopped playing, for the longest time. It was like a catalyst thing because I started doing that. I'd buy loot boxes, and then it spiraled into this big thing where I spent money that I should not have spent on like loot boxes. And the mobile game was the apex of me going,
Oh.
oh, I have a problem.
So
So
that's why they do these loot boxes.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I get it. I was like, oh, I have no one to blame but myself. I can't blame the game. It didn't force me to do it.
But it did.
But it did. But so I didn't play the game for a couple months, and I didn't buy anything. You know what I mean? Now, now I'm just like, I'll buy one, and then I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, and you're just over
I'm
it.
completely over it now. Like I
Yeah.
won't ever fall. But there was a time, and you're just like, I want that thing. I want it.
Mhm.
Give it to me. And even though there's a way in the game to earn the stuff,
It's faster if you pay for it.
and it wasn't even that it's hard. I didn't want to put in the time
Yeah.
because I'm lazy.
Who isn't?
But
Yeah.
that's my saddest gaming moment would be the mobile game, where me looking at my bank account and going,
Oh.
what the and I'm just like, but I did have that thing where I was like, oh, gotcha, and then I went, oh, it's called a gotcha. Like I had, like my brain was like, no way. Like all
You're
the
their target audience.
people doing the little me's doing the paperwork were like, oh shit.
Oh my
like
god.
but that I'm trying to think of another one. I can't really.
I think the like microtransactions is probably my low gaming moment too, just in general.
Yeah.
And like
can't think-
that's my problem right there. Like, there's a term for this. I am a whale, where I will spend
Yes.
all the
that's
money,
thing.
not lying.
Whale for it.
So like Destiny, all the microtransactions, because they come out with cool skins for the guns. They come out with like, you can get like a little like thing where you transmat onto the planet. It's a little animation they give you, or like a piece of armor or something like that. Like, in for it. Not only that, there's also the biggest outlier ever, which I play Hearthstone all the time, and I don't even want to see the bill for how much I've spent on Hearthstone.
I don't.
It's
I don't
over
think either.
$1,000 easily. Could be close to 2,000 at this point.
I see. That's if I've looked at what I spent total, because you have to remember that was just one time.
Yeah.
I did that in one go. That wasn't over the course of the entire time I played the mobile game.
Right.
That was in one night at like 3 in the morning. I don't want to know how much money I spent
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna.
on
I hate
on
myself for that one.
on microtransactions. But that's kind of. I don't really have a lot of bad.
Oh, I'm gonna go with one more high because I just thought about it right now.
Okay.
Go for it.
When I was younger, this isn't like anything crazy or anything like that, but just plain and simple. This is like in I want to say like 8th grade. Devil May Cry 3 came out,
Yes.
and one of the most fun nights that I like always remember, and this is why I love Devil May Cry. Me and one of my friends who had the game, I didn't have it. He bought it brand new, and I just couldn't get it at the time. I went over to his house, stayed at his house for 2 days, and we literally did nothing but just beat the entirety of Devil May Cry 3.
Nice.
Like, over the course of a weekend, we just went over and we just played Devil May Cry 3, and like just lost it. It's such a fun game. Like, it's so good. But just being able to like just go, that was like probably the first like big gaming marathon that I ever did, was like 2-day bender with my friend. We're like, okay, I died, you take the controller. And then he died, and then okay, I take the controller, and we're just going back.
Those are the
and
days.
forth.
Oh my god, that's the best.
Yeah, it was
Those were the
fun times. Just going.
those are the days.
Never. Dude's name was Jordan. And I remember that very, very, very fondly. There's good times. He would die, he'd pass me the controller, and
Yeah,
especially
man.
on boss fights when you're like, oh, right there, like you had it, and then you pass the controller. It's just
Yeah, and your buddy's like, dude, you got this, man.
Yeah.
You got this. Don't worry
like,
about
oh, I couldn't
Yeah.
do. You got this, though. We know what to do. We could do it, and then you just
Yeah.
die again. It's good times.
I got that, man. I did that a lot for a lot of games would be like single player games, like, hey man, I'm picking up the game, do you want to come over? I miss those things. It's
Yeah.
like, hey man,
Yeah.
I'm
Come
getting
over.
this game,
Let's play.
do you want to come over to my house, spend the night, we'll play it all day. Like I did that.
Yeah.
Like I beat Gears 3 with my with Jeremy and Jesse, my brothers basically.
Yeah.
I beat the game in one the day it came out. I beat it. We stayed up all night and we just played through the entire campaign. Now obviously you can only play split screen on one.
Right.
You know, we can't do 3 people because that's
You just
maddening.
take turns.
So we take turns, and if you beat an entire chapter without dying, then you switch. Jeremy never had to switch because he bought the game. So it's like me and Jesse would switch.
Yeah.
playing
Just
with-
go back and forth.
playing with him. We did chapters, so it's like oh well, you died multiple times, and I'm like, you're gonna die a lot because we played on hardcore.
Right.
So it's just like you beat this chapter, then I get to play this chapter, and it was fun to like see how like different the people work as a team, like how me
Yeah.
and Jared
Oh
work
yeah, how
as a team.
people synergize versus others and stuff like that.
And then, but games like that, those were good times, man.
Those were. Those are the highlights of gaming.
LAN parties, man, back in the day.
Good old stuff.
Dang, thank you for bringing that up. I have a couple of those too, where
Yeah,
I
man.
beat Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 like that. And then me and Aaron beat Persona 5 together.
Oh,
Like-
nice.
Not in one sitting, clearly, but I beat the entirety of Persona 5 with Aaron because I would just go to his house like every other week, like
play.
only once a week. That's why it took me like 5 months to beat that game. But each time I went over, we'd play for like 3 to 4 hours at a time.
Right.
Like, we're gonna beat this palace
All
tonight.
right, we're gonna do this. Yeah.
You
Like,
know.
have sections.
Dude, little disclaimer there. If you don't one day the palace, what's wrong with you?
Well, we try.
No, one day the palace. Come on.
we go. I go as far as I can until like I literally have no like SP left. And it's
That's
just
what I've
like-
been doing this playthrough, is just one dang it. Like the minute I go in, I'm like, I'm not stopping until I get to the treasure.
There's one particular dungeon in Persona 4. That one I played by myself on the Vita. There's one dungeon, and if you've played the game, you'll know. I don't know if you've played it, Joe.
No,
But-
5 was the
okay.
first my introduction.
If you ever do play it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's one story-wise where you get put in that dungeon, and you're like, I'm going through this thing as fast as I fucking can. And I'm pretty sure every single person who's played that game is like, we all beat it in one day. I'm not, I don't want to spoil it, but
Right.
if you ever play that game, you'll know what I'm talking
There's
about.
like a story reason to try.
There's
and
a
beat it as
story
fast as
reason where
possible.
you're like, there's no way I'm not beating this right now.
That's
like
awesome.
Yeah.
this one day, yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, good.
I always
games.
felt weird when games are like, we need to do this, we need to do it now, and I'm just like, yeah, but I gotta go pick some flowers real quick,
Yeah, I gotta
and-
do things.
and I gotta do some
I
side
have to
quests.
collect eggs.
I know it's the end of the world, but like,
Days Gone did a cool thing where it's like, it starts you off at 750 days gone,
right.
and then like if you just dicked around in the game, it's like, yeah, it's been like 30 days, and you're just like, oh, I should probably go. And sometimes the characters have been like, it took you long enough, and I'm like, that's funny.
Like, it's funny, but you asshole.
that's
That's funny.
That's pretty good. Horizon has a cool mechanic, just because, since we're talking about beating things in a day, where if you explore and you go outside the bounds, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's like, do this mission. And you're just like, I'm gonna do other stuff, right?
Mhm.
But missions would obviously lead you in a direction. It's like, you're not allowed to go there quite yet.
Right.
And instead of like giving you like an invisible boundary, Horizon did this cool thing, where like a character calls you, right? And
Right.
you're just like, who is this, right? And they're just like, you can't go that way yet. And then the Aloy will be like, I got to figure out who that voice was. So it's like telling you have to go do the main story.
Yeah, go figure out who
And
it
then
is.
and then when you go do the main story, when you're supposed to do it, like if you do it immediately, she'll get the call, and she'll be like, who is this? And they're like, just follow what I say. But if you did what I did, and you went around, did side quests and stuff, and went where you weren't supposed to go, when you go to do that cutscene, the voice plays out the normal, like, listen to my instructions, and she goes, you again, so it acknowledges that you met the voice already.
Right. Just like
Yeah,
constantly
yeah.
reminding
That's
you.
cool.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the same, but it reminded me of. So in Far Cry, I don't know if it's all of them, but I think it was starting from 4. There's this thing you can do where you can end the game early, like
It's 4, yeah.
minutes after starting it. Like, it's one of those things that, like, it's a little Easter egg, and they've done it in 4 and 5 for sure. I don't know which other ones, but it's like a little hidden thing that's cool. Where if you go, I'm gonna use 4 as an example. So you go down and you meet the villain of the entire game, Pagan Min, and he sits you down and he explains like,
Oh,
I'm trying
I know
to
what you're talking
liberate our
about.
country and I'm trying to do this, like, like, join me, or like, and then he's like, hold on 1 second, actually, I'll be right back. And in that time, you're supposed to like go around and look around his like little
Try to
palace that he has
escape,
right,
right?
there. Yeah, and get out. If you actually sit and wait for like, I think it's 5 minutes, he comes back and he's like, thanks for waiting. You're really cool. By the way, your mom's over here. And like the shrine for your mom. And he just takes you to the shrine and the game ends. And that's it. Like the whole thing is you're trying to get your mom's ashes to like a certain thing and like have a
You're
proper
trying to spread them.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
war going on in the country that you're in, like as you arrive, so you kind of get lost in this whole thing and you become a war master. But if you literally just go and sit, he'll be like, oh, by the way, she's in this shed over here. Like, this is the spot where she wanted to
And
be.
he's like, let's go kick some ass, right? Or something.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, cool, you did that. You ready to go kick some ass? And then it just ends. And it's fucking
Yeah.
great. And the same thing happens in 5, where you're talking to the cult leader. I think his name's Joseph, actually. That's funny.
Yeah.
But you talk to him, and he's like a cop. You're a cop, and you go up to his like little commune cult territory thing, and you're supposed to shut him down. And he's like, I'm giving you one warning. Leave right now. And you just leave, and the game ends.
Yeah.
Like,
The
you
game's
just
like,
you're not supposed to leave, but if you just walk out, you just, okay, that's game.
you just leave. Far
Yeah.
Cry 4, it's funny because if you beat the game, if you go through all the things, Far Cry 4, both those endings suck.
Yeah.
The wait for him ending is like the best ending to the game.
Yeah, it's
If you
actually an
just
ending.
Yeah, if you just wait it's like the best ending in the game, and I
Yeah.
think you even get the achievement,
The achievement,
for beating the game.
Had it within like 10 minutes
Funny.
of having the game. Did that first.
Yeah, 4 had I think Primal had that thing too,
3 is the best
But-
game.
but 3 is the best game.
Yeah, they should keep that going. That's funny.
5 was really, really good until you beat it. I'm not gonna say anything more than that.
Haven't played it.
I played 5 for a bit and then I stopped. I tried picking it up the other day, but I was like, I kind of want to just restart because I don't remember a lot of the shit that
My
happened.
thing about 5 is I get what they were trying to do. Okay.
It's a cool setting.
It's a really cool setting. The gameplay is really cool. It's a wacky. It's a really good. Like everything's perfect. But the ending, I get what they were going for.
Right.
Okay. But the ending itself is just. I'm just like, nah. It kind of just. All I'll say is it makes you feel like you wasted your time
Right.
doing all this stuff. So, you know.
Interesting.
Well,
But yeah. Any bad gaming moments, Steve?
other
Maybe.
than breaking
Bad.
controllers when I was little, although I don't remember actually ever breaking them. You know, I do remember getting so mad when I was like 6 or 7 with the N64 and like basically like spiking the controller.
Oh, that's common.
Yeah.
But surprisingly enough, I still have those controllers and they still work. Like
Yeah.
none of them ever broke.
They're tanks.
The only system I ever had controllers that broke was PS2. I went through like 4 or 5 of those things.
Damn.
But not because of anger, because of Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Oh, good game.
Dude, when you would fight, you had to do like one of the
Ooh.
Kamehameha battles. There was a part where you had to go like,
Flick the toggle stick as fast as you humanly can, or you had to
Yeah,
rotate it.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
was.
Yeah, you
I
had
think
to
that was
fucking-
2.
dude, I broke
Yeah.
so many sticks with that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
So often.
That game was too fun. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of any. I mean, it's a good thing that I don't have that many bad ones.
Yeah, I think
guess.
that's the goal.
I don't think I have a lot of. I don't have a lot of rage moments. I mean, I
Yeah.
obviously have them. I've
Yeah.
slapped my bed. I've screamed into a pillow because I couldn't. I've been like,
Yeah.
F you game.
We've
F
all
you,
been
I
there.
had it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had everyone's had it, but I've never been so angry that I like punched a wall or
Nah,
Same.
done
There
something
was- I mean-
crazy.
I've never been that angry in life. So just just take a deep breath, man, and you know just like most
be
of the
okay.
time if you're just like I need to stop now, and then you leave
And you'll be fine.
and you come back and you're just like you do it first try and you're just like, oh, I just need to chill.
I've kind of matured a bit because before, when I was a kid, you know, when you would get a game
You were a degenerate.
and you couldn't, you couldn't progress,
He's still
and
a
you're just like, I am. You couldn't progress, and then it would just frustrate you, right? And you would just get mad. Now, if I can't progress, I'm just like, whatever. I just put the game down, and then usually I just don't finish it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it either, because like there's so many games. Before it was like, that was the one game I had and the one game I was focusing on because I was, young. I couldn't actually afford to buy my own games. When I
Right.
was-
I mean,
you
you
know.
treasured them a little more.
Do you ever get like a shitty game on your birthday or Christmas and you're just like, oh,
Not that I remember.
man.
But most of the time, I didn't ask for games around, like, my Christmas. I would ask for games, but usually I'd ask for, like, because that happens around, it happens around, like, the best games time because everything comes out in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
so you
sure.
kind of
Real
knew
quick.
what to get.
Real quick, if there's a loud clicking or anything staticky that just happens in the last 30 seconds, my thing that I have my mic hooked up to died. So
Oh,
it
yeah,
might
no,
be like
you're
a
good.
thing.
Hang
I
on, you got
apologize. Don't beat me up, please. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Damn, we're going for 2 hours.
Yeah,
We should probably wrap it up.
we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
Last anger moment I had was Ori and the Will of the
Oh,
Wisp.
yeah.
There is a boss fight in that game that's total bullshit. It's the water boss fight.
Oh, yes. I
and
even talked about this a little bit when we talked
I
about
think
Ori
you
a
brought
couple weeks
this
ago.
up.
Yes.
I think I did, but
It's still frustrating. Like, oh
it
my
took
god.
it took me like 30
Billion.
attempts. It took me 25 attempts, a 4-hour break, 4 more attempts, one deep breath, like, and then like the last time, like just like not even thinking about it and then doing it, and then like feeling so happy I jumped out of my seat because I was like, yes.
Oh, it feels so good. What a game.
Yeah.
What a game.
All right, well I guess we'll 2 hours. Welcome to the long edition
I know this is the long
of the
edition.
of the podcast. Always shoot for an hour and a half. If we go longer, we go longer. It,
Yeah,
it happens.
it happens.
It happens.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. Even though I'm not the one in charge of this.
I can end you at any time.
I'd delete you, Thanos.
Oh,
Yeah. You want to tell us any idea what we're gonna do next week?
next week.
Yeah.
I think
Oh yeah,
I'm
what's
gonna,
the topic?
I think I'm gonna stick with the one that we talked about earlier for now. So at the moment, it's gonna be probably gonna say that, but our top 3 movie. We're not doing video games this time. We're doing movies. Top
Okay.
3
Ooh.
movie franchises
Ooh.
ever. So this could
Okay.
be anything except for one exception. So you can pick the entire Star Wars trilogy, or you can pick like the John Wick trilogy. Could
Damn
be
it, you
2
took my-
movies. If there's 2 movies that are just sequels, you can do that. Doesn't matter. You can do any of that.
Mhm.
But the one outlier is Marvel. Marvel spans over 20 movies. It's so many things as one series.
Should we just not include Marvel then and save that for?
I
'cause
like
that's
that
its own
because then
topic.
we can just do a ranking of like what are our favorite Marvel movies. Period.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're not going to include Marvel at all because before it was like, oh, we can do phases of what our best. But it's just, let's just not include Marvel at all. You can include DC if you want, but if you guys put DC on there, like I said earlier, I'm going to kill you. So yeah, top 3 I think. So 3 for each of us. What are your favorite franchises
I can think of.
movies ever?
I've got 2 right off the bat, but I'll have to think about a
There's
third.
so many movies I need to just.
Should we have a least favorite or just doing favorites?
Let's just do favorites
Okay.
because I feel like we're gonna have a lot. Like
we
to
could talk
with
about
those.
honorable mentions
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
We'll be able to talk for a long time about this.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I
we
think
will.
we're gonna be able to go
Another-
for a while with movies.
Another long one.
I'm okay with that. There's probably gonna be a lot of news. I mean, also next week. So I think there's gonna be another long one. The Inside Xbox revealing everything about the Series X is the 7th. It's the day before we record this podcast next week.
Oh
So
shit!
all right. So
So
then
we're
maybe
gonna
that'll
know
be.
everything.
Maybe that's what we'll probably talk about.
Yeah, I feel like we might talk about everything Xbox on that day. But
Okay.
we'll see what they announce. I mean, hopefully, I'm guessing they're gonna announce some big stuff, and then
Oh,
we'll
I
see
can't
some
wait.
gameplay. So,
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. all right.
But yeah,
Well, all right, guys.
thank
That was
you guys.
that was a good one.
That was a good
I
time.
love
That's good.
you. Subscribe.
I love you too.
Subscribe.
You guys.
Watch
Subscribe
us
to our
on Twitch.
YouTube channel. We need to link that into the.
Do it.
I'll link it in the YouTube description.
Do it. Just do it.
All right. Cut
DMC
this.
commands you. Do it now. Do it.